And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's game time here on YurView, and we're excited to be bringing you a matchup tonight between the Tecumseh Savages and the Harrah Panthers. I'm Steve Marshall. Dylan Rivera is alongside. And Dylan, even though we're talking about Week 6 moving into Week 7, these two teams still have a lot to play for, and if somebody can get hot at the right time, get a couple victories, take care of business, and get a few upsets down the road, they might find themselves in contention for a playoff spot.
Absolutely. Off to a slow start, but still a little bit early in the season. You're reaching that midway point, so right about now is the time where you'd like to get hot if you want to make those playoffs. And so, to me, for Tecumseh, you still have a very real shot at it if you were to win out or just play very successfully over the next few games. Harrah's got a long road to go. Obviously, coming into this game, big 0 in that win column, so they've got a long road ahead of them, but nothing's ever been deemed impossible.
We are at Evans Field in Harrah tonight. It is homecoming this evening for the Harrah Panthers. They're all excited. We're excited to be bringing you all the action tonight here on YurView.com. We'll take an opening timeout and come back with the kickoff. Stay with us.
Weather causes the power to go out, you can be left in the dark.
Keep your lights on and your furnace running thanks to a new whole home generator installed by Airco.
And right now, save big on a new KOHLER system. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
And welcome back, everybody. As you can see, Harrah all fired up for homecoming this evening, looking for that first win. I had the opportunity to visit with the head coach, Phil Webb, earlier today, and he said despite their record, they are still a very exciting football team. He said they're excited, they work hard, and they expect to win coming out this evening, even though that record stands on the bottom side of an 0-6, 0-3 in conference play. For Harrah on the season, they lost at Anadarko and they lost at Seminole. No shame in either of those two losses, and they also lost to an improved Chickasha team. They found themselves at 0-4 with a loss at McLeod, and then they played two of the district big boys in Bethany and Medill. And he said last week, a game they lost 40-39. He kind of felt like maybe if that game were at home, they might have gotten a call at the goal line as time expired, could have gotten in, won that football game. So he said his kids are enthusiastic and they are hungry for their first victory of the season tonight. Tecumseh, they opened up the season, they beat Bethanol, they lost to Seminole, beat Bridge Creek, and then they have fallen to Tuttle, Cushing, and Blanchard. All those teams ranked in the top 10 in Class 4A. We'll check those rankings here as we go along. But we're all set to kick it off. Tecumseh will be kicking to the Harrah Panthers. And thanks for joining us tonight on YurView.com. And we are underway as the kick sails back. Going to be taken at about the 10-yard line, dropped and then picked back up. And on the return, number 81 for the Panthers, that's Cooper Demarian. He's a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore. And as they break out and get ready to play, we'll talk about some of the players to be watching for Harrah on offense tonight. Their quarterback, who is just returning his third game back, he missed a couple of ball games because of injury, is Chase Jackson. Looks like he's more of a running quarterback than a throwing quarterback. He's just 5 of 15 of the season for 48 yards, but running the football, 56 carries, 397 yards, and 6 touchdowns as they line it up. And the first play from scrimmage, a handoff to the left. Good penetration there coming up for Tecumseh is number 30 in on the tackle, and that's our first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, and doesn't surprise me. The first play from scrimmage is a handoff to Robertson. He's already got 71 carries on the season for Harrah, and he's a workload running back for Harrah. He just gets the majority of the carries, and then obviously following him in carries is the quarterback. So definitely the big name back there in the backfield.
All right, so they line it up again after a loss of 2 on the play. A lot of shuffling up front defensively for Tecumseh. And a move. He came across. It looked like the right tackle may have also moved, so they're going to have to figure this one out as the officiating crew will meet. Here's your call. It's going to be encroachment against the defense, so Harrah will get 5 of those yards back. That'll make it a much better 2nd down and 7. The head coach for Tecumseh is Ty Bullock. And he has to like the way his team is played. Again, they've played a very tough schedule up to this point in the season. And both teams are hungry. And quite honestly, whoever does not win this game tonight would be, for all intents and purposes, out of any playoff contention. So a lot on the line here as the Panthers look at a 2nd and 7 situation. Handoff, nice cut back up the middle and into the secondary. Nobody's back there, and there he goes. He's going to take it to the house. We'll check the flags. That's Jeff Robertson, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown for the Panthers.
Yeah, an easy run there. His offensive line does a great job of creating a hole for him, able to get into the secondary fairly quickly, and then just turns it upfield and gets 6 points up on the board.
What a great job. Watch this hole on the left side too, guys.
A great seal block from the left tackle there, and held him pretty long there. Kind of got away with a hold maybe, but at the end of the day, 6 points on the board, and it is coming from Robertson, so that'll be his 8th touchdown already on the year.
Brent Wilson with the extra point. The kick is up and in. Well, hold on. We got a flag on the play first. So we'll take a little respite before we go to the break. They'll line it up once again. We'll get another look when we come back after the timeout, after this extra point attempt. It looked like they took the right guard and the right tackle, kind of used that GT look, brought them over to that left side to help open up that big hole. And we'll get a chance to look at that again after the extra point attempt, again coming off the foot of Brent Wilson. The holder is number 8, Brian Byers. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is away. And the kick is up, and it is good. So it didn't take long, 1 minute and 4 seconds for the Panthers to get on the scoreboard. They lead Tecumseh 7-0 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
WEOKIE's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a WEOKIE 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at WEOKIE and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact WEOKIE for details.
Welcome back, everybody. Harrah Bob ready to kick it off after the long touchdown run for the Panthers to get them on the board. And here's a look at that touchdown again. Let's watch the guys on the right side of the line. Yeah, they both pull and open up that hole for Robertson, and he is off to the races.
Yeah, it's really easy when you got some good big boys in front of you, and not only that, when the offensive coordinator draws up a good play that sends those big boys right in front of you, and then you can get yourself a nice hole and get some running room.
Now, the kickoff is caught by the receiving team, but obviously something went awry as they were kicking it off, and they'll have to re-kick it apparently. And they're going to kick it now from the 40-yard line. Don't know if the whistle had not blown, giving them the okay to go ahead and kick it, or what the case is. Either way, all set to kick it away once again is Brent Wilson. Long touchdown run by Robertson has given the early lead to the Panthers. Gets his foot into it, drives it back, taking it about the 19-yard line. Tecumseh coming to the near side of the field on the return. That's Raymond Thomas. And a good job by special teams as he doesn't get very far, and Tecumseh will get the ball for the first time, trailing 7-0.
Well, Steve, it's a beautiful night for some football, I'll tell you that much. It's not too hot, not too cold, perfect football weather out there. Probably about, what, 60 degrees, you say?
Yeah, it was getting a little chillier as the night went on. We had some rain a lot through the week. And as I check here and see what the temperature is exactly, you were pretty close. You were right on the money. 60 degrees. Look at you. Take you to Vegas this weekend. All right, Savages with the football for their first offensive go-around. Handoff up the middle, bounces it outside, eludes one tackler, has first down yardage into the secondary before he's finally pushed out of bounds, and a nice gain on first down by the running back, Raymond Thomas.
How about on the first play from scrimmage, a direct snap to a running back? That was Walker that got the snap and not Hilton. Hilton is the quarterback, the starting quarterback for Tecumseh. And so seeing that quick snap to a running back, it shows you Tecumseh is probably going to come out very aggressive, at least here in this first possession. And we'll see how aggressive they stay throughout the game.
Should be a quick moving game. Both teams primarily run the football. Hilton is lined up as the quarterback on this play. Sends a man in motion, going to throw that little back lateral pass, complete. Makes a couple of guys miss and really turn what should have been about a 2 or 3 yard gain into about a 7-yard pickup. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
That was a great effort to keep fighting for more yards. Like you said, it could have been a 2-3 yard gain. He had defense right there. Makes a couple of guys miss, picks up an extra 5-6 yards. Now we're looking at a 2nd and 3.
When I did talk to Coach Webb of Harrah today, he said the offensive line is huge for Tecumseh. And I think I would say that he was right on the money. He got some big boys up front. A couple 270, 280, 290. Handoff up the middle, straight ahead. Ball comes loose, and it's recovered by Harrah. Kind of spit out from underneath and recovered there by number 8, Brian Byers, and the Panthers get the turnover and great field position.
I don't know that I've seen a fumble quite like that one. It looked like he almost tossed it to him. Just pops out just perfectly right into the feet of the safety right there. An easy fumble recovery, at least, to just fall on it. That's about it.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was number 50, Colton Seiler. One of the big guys in the middle just reached out, and I think he got a hand on it, jarred it loose, and like you said, it just shot forward and recovered there by Byers. So a break for the Panthers. And now their second possession, 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Running play to the left side. Not much there to start with. He's going to get forward and do well to pick up 3 or 4 yards on the carry.
I can tell you one thing, coming into this game, Harrah probably not too happy with the way they've been playing. Obviously coming in, no wins. You've got to be upset. You've got to be fired up. Coming into the game, they're probably energetic. They're ready to go. You come out, get a quick touchdown, now a quick turnover. You got to be thinking these Panthers are on a high right now.
You're playing at home. It's homecoming. A lot of things in your favor. They give him 2 yards on the pickup, so 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers. Pulls it from the running back's belly, keeps it himself. Nobody has touched him yet. Finally, they get a hand on him and grab him about the 30-yard line, still on his feet. And finally going to go down at about the 23. Again, another huge hole as he waited till the last second and took that away from the fullback.
And those are the ones that are the trickiest to defend, is when he waits till that very last possible second, because you think he's handed it off. And by the time he pulls it out, you're going for the running back. Now he's got all kinds of room on the opposite side, so a great job faking that handoff by the quarterback there. And good running room created by his offensive line, and great job getting out to about the 20-yard line or so.
Jackson Day finally got the hand on him that slowed him down. Otherwise, he was going to the end zone for another touchdown. And here he's going to keep it. Well, that's number 2 for Harrah. That is Chase Jackson, the quarterback, who, again, has been recovering from injury. This is his 3rd game back, and you can see that this offense really clicks when he is in there, as they've been able to move the ball on this, their 2nd possession, knocking on the door, trying to score again. So 2nd down and 7 coming up for the Panthers. Good look at from our field side camera. Back up top, handoff left side, running room there. They give the ball to Robertson. He's going to get it down to about the 15-yard line.
Man, I can tell you why Robertson's got 71 carries, 540 yards coming into this game. How about he's 6'2", 215? That's a big running back.
Yeah. At any level, much less high school and Class 4A.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 3, big call coming up here. See which way they haven't really favored one way. They've gone right, they've gone left. They went left for the touchdown run. This time, straight ahead give. Stacked up, forward progress will probably get him to about the 19-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down and probably close to 1 situation. Let's see what the Panthers are going to dial up here. Looks like they're going to stop the clock, perhaps to measure. See the referee there talking with the coaching staff, and it's going to be a penalty that is going to negate that run. Let's see what they want to do. Or do they want to recline? I mean, if they take the penalty, it's going to be 3rd down and probably, what again, 7 or 8, or you've got it at 4th and 1. So they're going to take the penalty. If maybe that would have left them with a 4th and 3 or something, they might have gone ahead and just declined it.
Yeah, I was wondering what was taking so long. I guess it was a decision on whether they wanted to give up that 4th and 1 or take a 3rd and 8.
So now you've got 2 opportunities to get 8 yards, where before you had 1 shot to get 1. So 6 one way, half dozen the other, rolling to the right and then throwing, looking for a flag, and there it is. It seemed like he had his left hand on his back as he was defending the intended receiver out there, trying to get it to Brian Byers once again, and that would be an automatic 1st down.
I agree with the call. I just want to say that usually whenever the foul is made, that flag has to be there. And that one a little bit delayed, but nonetheless a good call. And we move forward for Harrah.
So the original line of scrimmage was at the 6, or on that play was the 16. 10-yard penalty will get them down to just about the 6-yard line.
Ball now rests on the 11-yard line. Push down, Panthers.
And it is 1st and 10. So it's not 1st and goal yet, it's 1st and 10. So they can theoretically still get a 1st down without getting a touchdown, although there's not much difference between the two. Panthers line it up, looking to put some more points on the board. Running play, left side, and he loses it. Loose football, gets it back, lost it again, and Tecumseh comes away with the football. Big break for the Savages.
Not only that, but we talked about just a few minutes ago how Harrah's got to be feeling really good right now, and now that fumble, maybe that's a little bit of a mood killer, I guess you could say. And Tecumseh now going to get the ball off of the fumble from Robertson.
Coming up with the loose football, or forcing the fumble rather, was Kane Ainsworth, a sophomore. Wasn't sure exactly who came away with the recovery, but a good job and a good defensive stand right there for the Savages. The size of those guys up front. Out of the shotgun. Wildcat formation, running play to the left side. That's going to pick up just 2 yards or so.
Yeah, not much of a gain there, but again, a Wildcat formation, direct snap to the running back. And it's some interesting play calls over there so far for Tecumseh, and you got to be thinking that they're pretty aggressive, like I said earlier, probably pretty aggressive, trying to get some points here.
You can see the official, there was a flag on the play, picked it up. It says no penalty.
Gain of about 3, 2nd down.
So we've already had 2 fumbles in 3 possessions thus far in the ball game. Second and 6 for the Savages. Dropping the throw, looking left side, now pulls it down, and he's going to run. Running with the football, and a nice tackle in the open field there, and that's Robertson again.
Yeah. How about plays on both sides of the field?
It's one of the great things about, you don't see it so much in 6A. You'll see it on some teams and some players that are just so good you can't keep them off the field. When you get down to Class 4A and the smaller classes, you get the opportunity to see guys who really stand out on both sides of the football.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the things that I like about smaller school football is seeing those players who really are just talented on both sides of the football. I mean, you put 22 at the running back position, hand him the football, he'll get you 6-7 yards, and you put him on the opposite side of the football, hand the football to somebody else, he'll knock him down before they get 6 or 7 yards.
got enough for the first down. Running play again, trying the right side. Runs into a crowd, picks up about 3, perhaps 4 yards on the carry out across the 30-yard line.
You mentioned earlier on both of these teams like to run the football. And one thing that's very positive for Tecumseh about that tonight is that Harrah has allowed 304 yards per game on the ground so far this season. Actually, it's per game. Yes, per game this season. And then given up 20 rushing touchdowns this season. So definitely in favor of Tecumseh on the ground here. And Harrah's going to have to make some big stops and not let those running backs get into the secondary.
Quarterback is Will Hilton. Takes the snap. Handoff inside, looking for some running room and then finding it, getting into the secondary. More than enough for the first down out near midfield. On the carry for the Savages, number 24, Micah Brooks. He's a senior, 5'10", 180.
I must have jinxed him, Steve. Right there I just said don't let him get into the secondary. And next thing you know, there's a running back in the secondary. Great gain for Tecumseh, and now only about a half a field to go to get to the end zone.
So from their own 49, they'll set it up 1st and 10. In the backfield now, you see Raymond Thomas, number 5, along with number 10, Will Hilton. Hilton takes the snap, gives to Thomas. Nothing in the middle, bounces it outside, finds some running room, has enough for the first down, and is finally slung down. But he's going to get inside the 40-yard line down at the 39.
One thing I just noticed about Hilton is he's kind of a slender quarterback, only about 160, 165. So a smaller quarterback. Really smaller as far as built goes.
So a new set of downs for the Savages. 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff and then gives to the second man through, and he has lots of running room. Taking off for the corner of the end zone. And he will make it all the way in for the score. Micah Boyce on a little crossbuck situation in the backfield. So he goes hard into the fence at the end of the field. It's only about 10-15 feet away from the corner of the end zone that he ran into. But Tecumseh is on the board with the touchdown. Take a look at the little crossbuck, if you will.
Yeah, look at the formation, and you see a little bit of misdirection, everybody going everywhere, and then 21 down the field with a great block. Clears up enough space for him to reach the corner of the end zone there, and then number 8 in the secondary for Harrah, that's Brian Byers, doing his job, trying to push him out of bounds, but a little bit too late, and then momentum just takes him into the fence there.
Good block by number 86, the tight end, Cody Rackley. After he cleared the line of scrimmage, there was really only one guy on that left side of the field. And Rackley used his size as he goes at a listed 6'2", 210. And freed him up to get into the end zone. Thomas is still down on the field as they tend to him. Didn't look like he hit the fence that hard, but it looked like he had kind of landed awkwardly right before he hit the fence. And that's the reason for the delay right now before the extra point. But Tecumseh is just an extra point away from tying this football game. So the training staff is taking a look at him. Let's take a timeout and we'll come back, check the status of Raymond Thomas, and also look forward to that extra point when we return on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on a new 2018 F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back, everybody. Micah Boyce was the ball carrier who ran the touchdown in and then sustained some type of injury. We'll check on his situation, but now the extra point to try and tie the ball game up with 4:42 left to go in this first quarter. Tecumseh. Snap is back in good shape. Kick is away. And the kick is good, and we are all tied at 7 apiece. Extra point there by Mason Whitman, and we are tied 7-7. Harrah and Tecumseh on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We'll be back.
Tulsa Tech has really helped me build my future. Woodworking is my passion. I've always wanted to be a carpenter. The carpentry program is a great program to get into. The teacher is fantastic. He teaches us about quality, and no matter what you do, you need to have pride and integrity in your work. The facilities here are state-of-the-art. All the tools here are the best of the best. This class has been a great opportunity for me. It's one of my favorite classes ever. We have so much fun, the best 3 hours of my day. Tulsa Tech has really helped me make my own path in so many ways.
So the Savages have tied it up off the touchdown run by Micah Boyce. And we are all knotted at 7 apiece with just 4:42 left to go here in this first quarter. As we expected, moving along quite briskly, as neither team likes to put it in the air too much. And boy, from what we've seen, they can both run the football. So great blocking schemes up front on both squads, freeing up the running backs and setting them on long runs for touchdowns. Kicker is Kevin Dodd as he puts a foot into it, drives the return man all the way back to the 5-yard line. Goes up the middle, gets out to about the 25 before he's taken down, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
One thing I like really early on is the Tecumseh play calling so far. I mentioned it a couple of times, very unique calls, very aggressive calls, and looking at the offensive coordinator, I wouldn't expect anything different. Ty Bullock, the head coach for the Savages, also handles play calling duties as the OC for the team. So seeing those play calls doesn't surprise me.
So as they come out, Panthers will try to sustain their offense that they've been able to use very efficiently. Both teams have turned it over. That's the only thing that has really stopped either ball club. And now Harrah with their 3rd possession of the game and running play here to the near side. That's going to be 1st down yardage, I do believe, on the carry once again for Harrah is number 26. That's Gage Payne. He's a 5'11", 190-pound junior.
I can tell you one thing, he's a quick running back. He just outran Ed Carey. Ed Carey was just maybe about an arm's length away, and he's reaching out to go grab him and just was out of touch just by maybe about a couple of inches or so, and just outran him and got the extra few yards that he needed to get that 1st down there.
To give you an idea of how much Harrah likes to run the football, Jeff Robertson comes in as their leading rusher through 6 games. He's rushed for 540 yards, so that's 90 yards per contest. Chase Jackson, even though he's missed a few games, as apparently we have an injured player on the far side for Tecumseh and working his way back. Chase Jackson in limited action has 400 yards rushing, so he's averaging upwards of 80, 90 yards per game. And then Gage Payne has carried the ball 40 times for 304 yards. Divide that by 6 games, you got 3 different running backs that are averaging over 50 yards per contest. Those numbers add up in a hurry.
Yeah, 7 yards per carry and combined for 14 touchdowns coming into this game. And then Robertson went and got another one, so how about 15 now? So definitely a lethal running attack for the Panthers.
Jackson, the quarterback, on the keeper, lowers his head and just fights forward. Not much there. Good job by the Tecumseh defense. Pickup of 2 on the play. Harrah Panthers looking back, doing some research today, trying to see if they had ever won a football title. They have not. Neither has Tecumseh for their part. But Harrah, more known as a basketball school, with the girls basketball team, and of course one Brady Manick, who's right now at the University of Oklahoma. Running play, going to keep it himself. The defense was waiting on that, nowhere to go. Nice job defensively. Will Hilton, the quarterback, coming up from a safety spot to make the hit and drop him for a loss in the backfield.
Yeah, you talk about no state championships for either one of these teams, but on top of that, last year Harrah 2-8, and 2-8 the year before that as well, so 4-22 in their last 26 football games. That's not too great.
So all tied at 7 apiece. Final 3 minutes of this first quarter of play. Game time tonight on YurView.com. Running play, now going to throw it. Trying to get loose, get free where he can do something, and finally decides to turn and run and lost his balance, and it looked like he had reversed field enough where he did have some running room in front of him, but unfortunately not able to make anything happen, and he's disgusted with himself, and that'll bring up a 4th down and a likely punting situation for the Panthers.
I'll tell you one thing, he must have been the freeze tag champion in gym class. Look at the way he just dodged around those defenders. I mean, he had 2, 3, 4 running defensive ends back in the backfield, and he just ran right around them.
Good rush by the Savages. Short, high punt. Nearly hit one of the return men. Bounced at about the 48 in Tecumseh territory, and then bounced back towards the middle of the field. We do have a flag on the play. So let's check with our referee for tonight, see exactly what the infraction is. They got close enough where I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually ran into the kicker.
And the flag is way back there like it could be that call.
False start. And then roughing the kicker. So I don't know if that's offsetting, and they'll re-kick, which is what it looks like, appears to be. So they'll line up and do it all over again. Tecumseh got very close, and thus the penalty, because they got so close that they didn't get a piece of it, but did run into the kicker.
You know, the punter is hoping for a better kick here. Last time out was what, maybe like a 15-yard punt?
They didn't get it off, and they almost get it again. It looks like they maybe ran into him again. This time it's going to take a bounce for Harrah, roll inside the 30-yard line, and stop dead at about the 27. So if we don't have any flags, that's where they'll put it in play at the 27-yard line for Tecumseh, with 2 minutes exactly left to go here in this first quarter, all tied at 7 apiece.
One thing is we both know both of these teams can score. Coming into this game, the Oklahoman picked Tecumseh to win this one 42-35. So they're expecting a high-scoring game. Not only that, but last year when these two teams met up, final score was 30-27, and Harrah came out on top.
As we check Class 4A, where both these teams reside in the rankings this week, we got one of the Panthers is down on the field. Don't know if that's the punter or not. They're going to help him up.
Yeah, that's the punter. He must have landed awkwardly or something.
So we've had a couple of injuries here. Not putting any weight on that right leg. To further the thought on Class 4A, Wagner is number 1, Poto 2, Tuttle number 3. We've seen Tuttle already this year. All those teams are 6-0 and undefeated. Broken Bow comes in at number 4, Bethany at number 5, Clinton at 6, Blanchard at 7, Catoosa at 8, followed by Bristow and Harrah. And next week on our YurView Game of the Week, we will have number 3 Tuttle and number 7 Blanchard. We've already got a good game going here. Handoff. Kind of moving in slow motion there as we get it out to about the 30-yard line. Almost looked like the play had been blown dead as some of the guys were a little slow to react to the snap on the play.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm excited for that game next week between Tuttle and Blanchard, a 6-0 versus a 5-1 team, so definitely a game that you'll want to tune into as a viewer.
I'm trying to remember who Blanchard lost to. Lost to Bethany earlier in the season, Bethany number 5, so you've got all those schools that are just a bit west of the Oklahoma City area. Tuttle number 3, Bethany number 5, and Blanchard number 7. Dropping to throw is Hilton, looking, finally throwing to the near side, pass is caught, makes a nice move, the big guy does, tackled, but number 83 on the reception, Logan McCoy, they list him at 6 foot 195.
I think that's a little kind. He looked much bigger than 6 foot 195.
So the first down will move the chains out to the 46-yard line for Tecumseh, 1st and 10. As we go Less than a minute to play here in this first quarter. Homecoming tonight here at Harrah, as they have the newly remodeled Evans Field. Excited about homecoming and excited about the chance to get their first win of the season. We're all tied up. Tecumseh with the football, and look at the shiftiness there of the running back once again. Good job by Raymond Thomas. They list him at 5'6" and 145.
Yeah, that's a little guy to be running that football, especially when you run into the middle of the field and there's a linebacker there that stands at 6'2", 215, and he tackles you to the ground. I mean, it's probably not a pretty picture for you.
No. Doesn't look like they're going to have to get another snap off. And we go under 10 seconds left to go here in this first quarter of play. Slowly to the line of scrimmage. Just now getting into their stance. And apparently did get the snap off. And breaking free and getting inside the 45. Gain of about 11 on the play, and that should be the final play of the first quarter. As both teams head to the sideline, we're all tied, 7 apiece on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week, or perhaps not. They stop the clock for the first down is the reason for the stoppage, and now they will say that is the end of the first quarter. We'll take a timeout ourselves, and we'll be right back. Quarter number 2 just around the corner.
For a career where you can work anywhere and even travel the world? Do you have a passion to work with people, plan events, or own your own restaurant? Tulsa Tech can help you build a successful career with exciting hospitality programs. Programs like culinary arts, restaurant and lodging management, and event planning. Make your own path to a successful career you love by calling Tulsa Tech at 918-828-5000 or apply online at tulsatech.edu.
Welcome back to Harrah High School. Panthers and the Savages from Tecumseh all tied at 7 apiece as we get ready to start second quarter action here on YurView. It's game time tonight. And as part of the YurView website, you can go there and look for one thing, you can look and find out more about the Spencer Rattler video that they have. He's the young man who just broke the all-time record for yards gained by a quarterback at Phoenix, Arizona. You can take a look at what the Sooners have coming in the next year or so. Meantime, here's a running play. Right side, that's going to be about an 11-yard gain and easy first down for the Savages on the first play of the second quarter. So you can go to YurView.com and look for the recruiting podcast where you'll find out more there from Jeremy Crabtree and some of the guys that take care of that, and find out more about the quarterback of the future for the Sooners. They've been done pretty good with these last 2 walk-on guys that have come along out of nowhere. A guy named Mayfield and some guy named Murray, I think, have done all right.
Yeah, I've heard that they've had some pretty good success over there.
Running play on the first down. That's going to get about 3 or 4 yards perhaps. It's Tecumseh trying to bully their way into the end zone. Harrah scored first. Tecumseh answered. We're all tied at 7 apiece.
And boy, one thing that was kind of crazy is Kyler Murray in high school, having only lost, what was it, like 1 or 2 games in high school?
I don't think he's ever lost.
It was something crazy like that. And, I mean, that's insane. And not only is that insane for high school football, but you think about it, that was in Texas. And Texas is known as like the mecca of high school football, or, football in general. And so put him in Texas and go a couple of years with, I know they won 3 straight state championships. That's just crazy to think about, and put it into perspective for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That would be crazy here too.
Yeah, it would. So the swing pass there to number 31 for Tecumseh, caught by K.D. Jackson. He kind of hobbled off the field a little bit. 3rd and 4 coming up. Big play defensively. You can see right there, number 32 for the Panthers, trying to get his team all fired up. There's a good look at that offensive line that we told you about. See what they can come up with here on a 3rd and 4. Number 71 is Jesse Bragg. He's 6 foot 220. 77 is Carson McBrayer. He's 6 foot 315. And we'll get some of those other guys up front on the offensive line. But timeout on the field. We'll take one ourselves and be right back.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back, everybody, as we take a look at the line that we were telling you about. 75 and 76. Kobe Conway is 6'2", 295. 76 is Caden Shiree, 6'2", 270. And now a little halfback option throw. And dropped by the intended receiver out there, number 83, Logan McCoy, couldn't hang on. Who else you got out there? 75 is Kobe Conway. We told you he's 6'2", 295.
77 and 79 are out there.
Jackson Phillips, 6 foot 315, and 79 Caleb Jones, 6'2", 305. I mean, that's big for 6A football. That's big for college football.
I'm telling you, you probably can't put all 5 of those guys on a bridge.
4th and 4, big down right here for both squads. See if they don't try to draw them off, and they look like they got it done. Good maneuver. And Harrah, unless they were drawn off, fell for it, and that'll give them the first down. So Tecumseh with a nifty move there. Gosh, if you were the defensive coach, that's the one thing you did not want to see. You'd almost rather give it up to him on the ground.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's got to be definitely something that you'll stress with the team at practice, or maybe even at halftime if it becomes a real prevalent issue. But I know the defensive line coach will be on his guys even once they reach the sideline about it. So it's definitely something that you have to address and get those guys to where they're watching the football instead of listening for the voice of the quarterback.
So a new set of downs for the Savages. Running play right side, lots of running room there. But a great open field tackle. That's pretty. That's a good job there by Wisniewski. Colby Wisniewski, 6 foot, 170-pound junior, slides across after a 3 or 4 yard gain for Tecumseh.
Yeah, like you said, a great tackle, a run out to that right side. And again, a direct snap. We've seen a lot of those so far tonight in that Wildcat formation. Those snaps coming straight to number 22, Jalen Walker. And every now and then we'll see Will Hilton get the snaps, but it seems like more often than not they've been in the Wildcat.
And this time they're going to throw a little Philly special as they get it over to the quarterback, Will Hilton, and he gets in for the touchdown. How'd you like that play?
That's awesome. I love seeing that play. I mean, it doesn't matter what level of football that is. That's just a fun play to watch. It didn't matter if you are the biggest football fan or you don't know anything about football. That's just fun to watch. Look at that. A couple of little short pitches, and then you chuck it down the field to the quarterback, the guy who's supposed to be throwing the ball.
How about that? And Tecumseh jumps on top with 9:15 left to go here in the second quarter. And on for the extra point attempt is once again number 53, Kevin Dodd. Snap is back. Kick looked like it was partially blocked. No flag on the play, so that's what happens. That's where it stands, and we got ourselves a timeout. Tecumseh has taken their first lead of the ball game. They now lead Harrah by a score of 13-7 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Weather causes the power to go out, you can be left in the dark.
Keep your lights on and your furnace running thanks to a new whole home generator installed by Airco.
And right now, save big on a new KOHLER system. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
WEOKIE's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a WEOKIE 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at WEOKIE and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact WEOKIE for details.
So the Savages get on the scoreboard with a little razzle-dazzle play, throw it back to the quarterback. You'd call that a Philly special, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's what I call it. It's just
everybody knows what it is by now after the Eagles used it so successfully. Tecumseh does it. They go on top now, leading at 13-7, all set to kick it away here as we're still 9 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in this first half of play. Kick is going to be taken at about the 15-yard line, running it straight up across the 30, out to about the 34-yard line. On the return once again for the Harrah Panthers, number 26, Gage Payne.
Well, and coming out here, we'll see Harrah's offense, and Harrah has been off to a little bit of a slow start on that side of the ball. 18 points per game through the whole season. However, they had a bye week in week 3. So over the last 3 games, they've averaged 29 points per game. So obviously that bye week did them something well because they have found a little bit more to give on that side of the ball. So now we'll see if they can continue that trend or if they kind of backtrack and maybe hit a little bit of a wall.
Running play up the middle, nice hole on the right side, quickly closes.
I'm really shocked there was no penalty there. I don't know if you saw the same thing I did, but 67 for Harrah. Seth Goodman almost just tackled the defensive lineman coming in there. I don't know how that escaped the eyes of the ref.
Picked up 5 on the carry, make it 2nd and 5. Panthers scored on their opening possession. Turned it over since then, now trying to get the offense back on track. Running play. So he kind of slides sideways into the line of scrimmage on the carry there. Robertson gets it out to, we're going to spot it at the 41-yard line. That'll make it 3rd and 3.
And I think the key for both of these defenses is just try to force the offense to throw the football. You got to put guys in the box, put them in situations where they're in 3rd and long, maybe 2nd and long if you can get into the backfield, and make it tough for them to really get yards on the ground.
Running play to the left side, trying to get to the corner and does not get there. Good job defensively. Leading the charge for the Savages, Kane Ainsworth came up and he would have none of it. Runs him out of bounds. May have been a flag on the play.
Yeah, ref threw the flag. I guess just a continuation of taking him all the way to the ground. Got the penalty drawn. And I guess you could say, yeah, maybe he could have let go, but at the same time, I think maybe they were just deadlocked in each other. So even if he had let go, I think the momentum probably would have taken him out anyway.
So the officials will sort it out. Again, remind you, we've got a doozy coming your way next week with Tuttle and Blanchard. Once again, featuring the best in Class 4A high school football in the state of Oklahoma. Still discussing where exactly either the ball is going to be spotted or how much they're going to go. Here's the call. It's going to be a personal foul called against Tecumseh. And so that'll be an automatic first down and move the football across mid or near midfield, if not across, and into Tecumseh territory. Big penalty.
Yeah, and you can see the Tecumseh sideline a little bit upset with the call of the referee and still kind of shouting out at him as one of the coaches on the sideline, and obvious disagreement with the decision by the referee. But like I said, I think either way they were deadlocked into each other. Even if he had let go, I think they were just so wrapped up in each other, and he would have fallen on him or at least taken him out of bounds. And so the call gets made either way, but I think that was a little bit taken up a notch.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers as they try to get back on the scoreboard here and tie it up, if not take the lead. Again, I keep saying it's hard to believe we're already in week 7 of the high school football season. Running play, near side, nice hole. Big running back getting through the line of scrimmage. Robertson again with that 6'2", 215-pound frame.
Yeah, not only that, but you got some smaller guys in the secondary. You got Andrew Lewis, who's 5'9", 160, excuse me. Jackson Day, 6 foot, 160. Will Hilton, 5'11", 165. So 3 guys who are not even over 170. And if he gets back into that secondary, it's going to be tough to bring him down.
Quarterback is Chase Jackson, who takes the snap, gives again. Robertson left side, got running room inside the 30, inside the 20-yard line, and finally brought down. That's a good tackle out there by Jackson Day, because he was definitely giving up a good 30, 40 pounds there. And he brings him to the turf.
Yeah, great open field tackle, and probably a touchdown saving tackle. If he was able to escape the arms of Jackson Day, we'd probably see another 6 points up on the board for Harrah right now.
So spotted at the Tecumseh 14-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Good first half of football. Let's see what the Panthers come up with here. Jackson is your quarterback. Going to keep it, straight quarterback run to the right side. And he's going to be taken down at about the 15. And no gain on that play.
I think he would have been taken down a couple of steps further back, except he fell into his lead blocker there, Carson Bell. Kind of fell on his backside and caught himself and was able to stay up for another, I guess it would say a couple of yards, but at the same time he was running east to west instead of north to south.
They're going to give him a loss of a yard on the play. Jackson comes back with the play call. They break the huddle. 2nd down, 11. Right at the 15-yard line in Tecumseh territory. Jackson takes the snap. Bootlegs out to his right, looking to throw. Nobody open. Going to throw for the end zone, and nobody really even there. More or less a throwaway. The only man back there for Harrah was number 5, Gavin Ravine. Incomplete, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, obviously just trying to get rid of the football. He had plenty of white jerseys in front of him and only had one receiver out on that side of the field, so he had to do something with it, because if not, there was, in my estimation, probably about 4 or 5 guys that were in a close enough area that they could have brought down that quarterback.
Little sideline warning against Harrah, telling everybody to scoot on back. They'll give you one warning and then start issuing penalties. Big down here, 3rd and 11 for the Panthers. Jackson rolling, looking, blitzed, under pressure, throws for the end zone, a little too tall, and the pass goes incomplete. The intended receiver was Wisniewski.
Yeah, not a bad job creating enough time for him to set up and throw. Able to get himself into the right stance and let the ball fly. It just went a little too far above his head, a little off target, and result is 4th and 11. We'll probably see a field goal attempt here.
Ball spotted at the 15-yard line. On for Harrah, the kicker, would appear to be Brent Wilson. Out of the hold of number 4, Colby Wisniewski. 32-yard attempt. Trying to make it a 3-point ball game. Always tricky at the high school levels. Snap is back in good shape. Kick is away, on the way, and it looks like it's going to be short.
Play called dead beforehand. False start.
So procedure penalty against Harrah. And you have to wonder if that doesn't maybe change their mind on what they want to do. That would make it now a 37-yard attempt.
Yeah, they brought the kicker off the field. It looks like they're going to try to go and see if they can pick up 16 yards here. And that's a long way to go, especially for a team that doesn't throw the football a whole awful much. On top of that, Jackson comes into this game only 5 of 15 on his pass attempts, so we'll see if they can get something here, but odds are not in their favor.
Panthers line it up on a quick timeout, as you can see there. Robertson saw something that he did not like, and he takes the timeout, and we'll do the same. 4th and 16 for the Harrah Panthers. They trail by 6 when we return.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future speed internet is here from Cox.
Welcome back, everybody. A reminder that we will have the GIGABLAST from Cox halftime show. Take a look at some of the highlights from this first half and also check some of the scores from across the state, as now everybody starts scoreboard watching a little bit more than what they were earlier in the season, because everybody's trying to figure out if you're going to make the playoffs, who you might play, and take a look at district standings. Right here, it's a big 4th and 16 coming up for the Panthers. Wilson dropping the throw, under pressure, still looking at the last second throws. It looks like it's a touchdown catch, and it is. No flags back behind the play. What looked like at first it was going to be a throwaway pass. Somehow he gets it to the corner of the end zone, a sliding reception and a touchdown for the Panthers, who have tied it up, could go ahead with the extra point.
Yeah, a great play here. It looks almost similar to that same call we saw earlier. What I was scared of was he going to cross that line of scrimmage or step out of bounds before he got rid of the football? Nonetheless, a great effort to get it into that bottom corner of the end zone. And a great catch by the wide receiver.
Ravine with the touchdown reception. The extra point attempt, however, is blocked, and that means we got ourselves a tie football game. 5 minutes left to go. Second quarter of action. Harrah and Tecumseh on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We'll be back.
You may have heard of Tulsa Tech, but did you know we offer business and industry training for large and small companies? Come get trained and certified in areas like confined space, HAZWOPER, crane rigging, CPR, first responder, and more. To learn more about our affordable and customized training and how Tulsa Tech can be a valuable resource to your company, call 918-828-5000 or visit us online at tulsatech.edu.
Welcome back, everybody. Everything pretty even to this point. Both teams have scored 2 touchdowns. Both teams have missed an extra point. Both teams have turned it over, and therefore we must have a pretty close game, and we do, all tied up 13 apiece.
Well, not only that, obviously the records come in a little differently, but at the same time, I think Harrah could easily be 2-4 as well. So I think these teams match up very well on paper. And tonight will be a fun ball game, definitely by the first 2 quarters, you can tell that. And I thought coming in we'd have a pretty interesting score as well.
All right, so the kick is away, taken at about the 3-yard line by Tecumseh. Looking for some running room up the middle, finally taken down. He's going to get out to about the 29-yard line on the return. Number 4, I believe, Andrew Lewis. And one of the Savages slow to get up. Finally making it to his feet is number 83, Logan McCoy.
Yeah, it looked like the return man just kind of fell right into his leg. That can be painful, especially if that helmet hits you. Yeah, you got to think that's hard metal right there.
Yeah. So a good first half of football. As we said, we'll check some of the scores from around the state. I know my partner here is very interested in a certain score. Edmond Santa Fe and Broken Arrow doing battle. Probably the best team on the west side of the state in Edmond Santa Fe, and the #1 ranked team in all of 6A football, Broken Arrow. We'll check that and other scores during our GIGABLAST halftime show. Here's a running play that's going to get first down yardage and then some on the carry. Number 5 is Raymond Thomas, who's been a busy man tonight.
Yeah, I like the way he runs the football. He explodes into those holes. It's not like let me hesitate, see if there's another guy on the other side. I don't know if I'm going to get hit here. He trusts his offensive lineman. He gets that hole and he bursts through it and gets into the secondary more times than not.
So another first down for Tecumseh from their own 47-yard line. Handoff this time to a different running back than what we've seen most of the evening. Number 45 with the carry, Hunter Boyd.
And one thing I've started to notice from this Harrah defense is they put about 7 guys in the box, and then those safeties come low. You know, you think those safeties usually are around the 10-yard marker or so whenever there's a passing attack. This Tecumseh team doesn't pass the ball that much. I don't even know if we've seen a pass attempt yet today. And so those safeties really come down, and so they're only about 7 or 8 yards out from that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we had the Philly special pass for the touchdown.
Yeah, there was that one.
There was that one. Here they pull the right guard and right tackle again. This led to a touchdown earlier, and it results in a big pickup this time once again. On the carry is Robertson, or I'm sorry, number 22 for Tecumseh. That would be Jalen Walker.
Yeah, the other workhorse back. He's got 81 carries on the season coming into this game. 385 yards, 7 touchdowns. That's a 4.8 yard average per carry. Those are pretty good numbers because if you think about it, kid's getting 4.8 yards every carry. It takes about 2 plays to get a first down.
Yeah, right. Line of scrimmage at the Panther 36-yard line. Handoff this time as they give it to Raymond Thomas. Taking the snaps at center, from center that time was Jalen Walker, number 22. After seeing a lot of Will Hilton. Offense bringing in a fresh change as Hilton checks back in. Second down and 9. Hilton fakes it, keeps it himself, goes up the middle. He's going to be close to first down yardage, about a yard shy at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, so that play you could really see what I was talking about with those safeties coming up. They were almost even with the linebackers. And if they do it again here, keep your eyes on it and see what I'm talking about. Those safeties are really coming down quite a bit. So you got to think if there's ever a time where Tecumseh wants to throw the football deep, they will have quite a lot of field in front of them.
3rd and 1. Keeps it, spins, does a complete 360, gets the first down. Gets inside the 25-yard line. Perhaps they'll spot it at about the 25-yard line. On the carry, once again, Jalen Walker.
I think they made a little bit of a quicker whistle there, as you saw earlier on, that driving the quarterback out of bounds got the call. And I think now they'll just try to snip it a little bit earlier and say, ball's dead, a little bit earlier on, rather than letting that play out.
We go under 2 minutes left to play here in this first half. Hilton through the middle of the line, going to get it down to about the 19-yard line. Pick up a 6 on the carry.
Robertson on the tackle.
Yeah, and you'd have to think that eventually that offensive line, as we mentioned, as big as they are for Tecumseh, they may not get you early every time, but they're going to wear you down if they keep moving the football the way they have tonight.
Absolutely. They're not only going to wear down that defense either, they're going to wear down the clock. It just keeps ticking when you keep running the football.
Another handoff once again to Raymond Thomas. Tecumseh right now content to play smash mouth football.
Brings up 3rd and short for the Savages.
3rd down and 1 coming up. Savages. And we've got a timeout apparently taken. Tecumseh's on the march in a tie football game. We'll take a timeout and be back. Finish it.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand.
We're gonna kayak, mountain bike, rock climb, zip line.
First, let's get out of the city.
Yeah. Oh, then hang glide.
Oh, you're on your own.
Keep your adventure on track with Ford, the brand with the most J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards. Now during Ford SUV season, get 0% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back. We're at Evans Field at Harrah High School tonight. It's homecoming. The Panthers and the Tecumseh Savages doing battle. Tecumseh with a 3rd down and 1. 1:03 left to go in this first half of a tie football game at 13 apiece. They've run this Jalen Walker as kind of your wildcat quarterback, if you will, and he's going to keep it. Oh, he's tackled from behind. I don't know that he got it.
No, that was a great play by Wisniewski. He was in the backfield like almost right as the snap was made. Great job by the defense getting there quickly and shutting it down early.
So now a 4th and 1 situation. Again, they go with Walker back there, and they're going to let him throw it this time. Throws to the right side. It is complete. Unable to walk the tightrope and get into the end zone, but getting the first down is Alex Skobanek. And that's going to be a 1st and goal situation right at the 2-yard line with 36 seconds left. Tecumseh trying to end this. They're going to actually spot it at the 1 now.
Yeah, we'll see. I told you earlier on, Tecumseh's been very unique with their play calls. See if they try to draw something special up here, or if maybe they just go straight up the gut.
Straight up the middle. No signal from the officials just yet as they come in and try to break it up. Clock continues to run. It'll be 2nd down and goal. So very quickly, Tecumseh lines up. Under 20 to play. Push forward, push the quarterback into the end zone. Don't think there's any doubt about that one.
Yeah, he's
definitely
it is
official. With 10 seconds left to go here in the first half of play. That time they brought the quarterback, Will Hilton, back in. And he ran forward and then got kind of some assistance from teammates as he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. And that gives Tecumseh the 19-13 lead with the extra point attempt to come off the foot of Kevin Dodd.
So both teams some very valuable conversions on 4th down. Obviously we saw for Harrah that 4th and 16 touchdown pass, and right there Tecumseh got about a 4th and 1, was it, or something like that, and got the short pass play to get him down to about the 4-yard line and then converted from there.
Extra point attempt on the way. This one is up and this one is good. So Tecumseh has gone on top with 10 seconds left to go here before halftime. The Savages lead the Panthers 20-13.
Tulsa Tech has really helped me build my future. Woodworking is my passion. I've always wanted to be a carpenter. The carpentry program is a great program to get into. The teacher is fantastic. He teaches us about quality, and no matter what you do, you need to have pride and integrity in your work. The facilities here are state-of-the-art. All the tools here are the best of the best. This class has been a great opportunity for me. It's one of my favorite classes ever. We've had so much fun, the best 3 hours of my day. Tulsa Tech has really helped me make my own path in so many ways.
Welcome back, everybody. Tecumseh gets a short touchdown plunge there by their quarterback, Will Hilton. Extra point is good. The Savages now lead it 20-13. Right before halftime, don't forget our GIGABLAST from Cox halftime show coming your way. Take a look at the highlights from that first half and also check some scores from across the state. That's all coming up here in not too very long. The kickoff. Punches it towards the right side, fumbled, and I'm not too sure that Tecumseh didn't get on it.
Yeah, he did. He's on it. That's Savage football.
Savages come up with a great hustle attempt there by Dylan Morris. Harrah a little lackadaisical in getting on that football. Watch it again right there. He just comes steaming in from the side and recovers the fumble. Fought for and taken away once again by Morris. Great job.
Great effort. I wonder if that was kind of the game plan right there. It was a short kick, only about to the 30-yard line or so. so it makes it a little bit easier to get there in time for a play like that where maybe he drops the football.
Probably have just one shot at the end zone as Hilton's going to drop the throw, throwing it towards the end zone. One man out there and a good defensive play. Broken up by number 5, Gavin Ravine. And no time on the clock. No flags in the play. And that will be the end of our first half. A good one. Tecumseh leading Harrah on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week, 20-13 our score. We'll come back. The GIGABLAST halftime show right around the corner.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future-speed internet is here from Cox.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
WEOKIE's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a WEOKIE 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at WEOKIE and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact WEOKIE for details.
It's that time of year to get your furnace checked.
That's right, and our trouble-free guarantee makes it easy.
If your furnace breaks down this season, this tune-up's on us, so call Erico Service today.
The company you know.
Are you looking for a career where you can work anywhere and even travel the world? Do you have a passion to work with people, plan events, or own your own restaurant? Tulsa Tech can help you build a successful career with exciting hospitality programs. Programs like culinary arts, restaurant and lodging management, and event planning. Make your own path to a successful career you love by calling Tulsa Tech at 918-828-5000 or apply online at tulsatech.edu.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
The GIGABLAST halftime show, powered by Cox, is brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers, the best in Oklahoma. Airco, the company you know. Tulsa Tech. For your future success, go to tulsatech.edu. And by WEOKIE Credit Union. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Welcome back, everybody. It is homecoming here tonight at Harrah at Evans Field. Steve Marshall, Dylan Rivera, and the crew from YurView bringing you our contest this evening on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We got a good ball game. Tecumseh on top 20-13. They got a touchdown there right before half to take that lead after Tecumseh had scored first and Harrah scored 2 touchdowns to take the lead. But Tecumseh right now, Dylan, at this point, having a 7-point advantage at halftime.
Yeah, and they played a great game of football. Both, like you said, it's almost been neck and neck. Both sides getting touchdowns and then both sides forcing turnovers. And Tecumseh's just come out a little bit ahead. Maybe it's just the way the possessions have worked out with the clock. But same time, a great game by both teams. And I don't think Harrah should come out of this second half with any more or any less energy than they came out with in the beginning. We saw at the very beginning of the game, Harrah came out. It looked like they had a fire lit under them, and they were ready to roll. And so definitely come out fired up and see if we can get the second half rolling off to a good start.
All right, let's take a look at those first half highlights for you. Our first highlight is going to be the touchdown that got things going. Harrah off the left side, taking a long touchdown run here by Robertson.
Yeah, saying early on, just about a minute and 4 seconds into the game, and he took it, what was it, maybe 70, 80 yards?
Yeah. Nice touchdown run there. That gave Harrah the early lead. And then Tecumseh gets the football back, and their very first possession, they're going to turn it over.
Yeah, and this one we talked about was kind of weird how it just like flew forward almost straight into the feet of one of the Harrah defenders there in the secondary. But a great job by the defense there to poke that one loose and get an early turnover on the Savages.
So Harrah leading at 7-0. Now they're going to move down the field even further, hope to increase their lead as their quarterback Chase Jackson finally brought down, but not before he picks up some big yardage and gets it inside the 25-yard line. It looks like Harrah may go on top by 2 scores, but very soon thereafter, you're going to see that Harrah will turn the football over themselves and give it back to Tecumseh. That was a big point in the ball game.
Yeah, and just got a hand in there, and I believe that was number 4 for Tecumseh, Andrew Lewis, who had a hand that he just stuck right in there, got it to the football, and I don't even know if he really meant to get the football on that one, but does a great job of knocking it loose, and quick recovery for the Savages.
So 7-7 after the end of the first quarter play. We move it now to second quarter action. Our first quarter still, as we're going to watch here, as it's a long run once again and into the end zone, taking it all the way in for the score is Tecumseh, and they take the lead at 13-7.
Yeah, just reached the corner of that end zone on a great long run there. You talk about it, and one thing that was really interesting about that play is they had a interesting formation in the backfield. Kind of looked like a right angle. They had 3 guys lined up shoulder to shoulder and 1 guy back behind them, and everybody just ran every which direction. And somehow 24 for Tecumseh, that was Micah Boyce, ended up with the football and took it about 40 yards to the end zone.
That score tied it up for Tecumseh, and then up next it's the Philly special. Take a look.
Yeah, it's 31 throwing the touchdown pass. That's KD Jackson, somebody you probably don't see throwing touchdown passes, but I can tell you one thing, he's going to go home and tell mom and dad about that one.
That was an interesting play there. So Tecumseh goes on top 13-7. And then later, Harrah on a 4th down and 16. Jackson's going to escape and get it in the end zone to tie things up.
We talked about on that play, we were just kind of scared, both you and I, that that quarterback was going to either step across the line of scrimmage before he threw the football or step out of bounds before he threw the football. And then as he let it go, you and I both kind of thought it was just a throwaway ball. He was throwing it at the dirt. All of a sudden, a wide receiver's in the air, and he comes up with the football, 6 points on the board.
Perfect throw. And that tied it up at 13 apiece, and then late on a 4th down situation, quarterback's going to keep it himself and get a push from behind and get in the end zone to give Tecumseh the lead.
Yeah, and that one right before the end of the second quarter, and a great late touchdown to take a lead right before the halftime break.
All right, so 2013, Tecumseh on top of Harrah. Our GIGABLAST from Cox halftime show continues. We'll take a look at some of the scores from across the state and maybe also some of the matchups coming up for next week's action when we return on YurView. Stay with us.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future-speed internet is here from Cox.
Look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on a new 2018 F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Tulsa Tech's our primary source of training. From specialized machining to leadership training, there's definitely a technology gap between the actual working of the machines and the talent pool of people able to operate these machines. The more that we can educate ourselves, our employees, the better off that we are to serve our customers. Tulsa Tech has programs for your whole organization to learn. No matter what size your company is, Tulsa Tech can help.
When Oklahoma weather causes the power to go out, you can be left in the dark.
Keep your lights on and your furnace running thanks to a new whole home generator installed by Airco.
And right now, save big on a new KOHLER system. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
It's that time of year to get your furnace checked.
That's right, and our trouble-free guarantee makes it easy.
If your furnace breaks down this season, this tune-up's on us, so call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to Harrah. As you can see, our halftime score is the Savages from Tecumseh on top of the Harrah Panthers, 20-13. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week. It is halftime, and that means it's all brought to you by GIGABLAST from Cox. And watching one of the commercial sets that they had during one of our televised games earlier this year, you know, they always talk about multiple digital devices working in the home, and that, you know, drains on your computer and your stream and everything else. They're talking with this new GIGABLAST that you can run up to 50 different devices in your home, all with the lightning quick speed of GIGABLAST. So you'll be hearing about that and learning more about that as we go forward. Right now, it's time to learn more about some of the scores from across the state, and my partner Dylan Rivera has an update on some of the scores for us.
Yeah, and I know one of the ones that you wanted to know about was the Westmore game. Westmore at home, and they are hosting the Yukon Millers. That one right now is just about to wrap up the third quarter, and it is 21-14, the Jaguars lead. So a good score there, and that one could get very interesting as the fourth quarter rolls around. One on the east side of the state, Berry Hill and Cassia Hall are playing tonight. Cassia Hall 5-1, Berry Hill 6-0. I don't know if you've ever been to Cassia Hall. It looks like straight out of Harry Potter. It's crazy. But Cassia Hall at Berry Hill today, and that one is 21-0. Berry Hill holds the lead. As you look at some of the other scores, Bixby is stomping Bartlesville right now. That one's 44-0. That one's in the third quarter. And how about Tahlequah Pryor? Tahlequah is 5-1, Pryor 2-4. Tahlequah is up 21-7 right now, so Pryor's not out of that one. Could still turn into a very good football game as it goes on.
And, of course, the Broken Arrow and Edmond Santa Fe game, the Tigers were having no problem with the Santa Fe Wolves.
Yeah, last time we saw it, it was 21-0, but that one hadn't been updated in a little while, so right now it sits at 28-0, and that one's in the third quarter.
All right, so there's a look at your scores during our halftime intermission. It is homecoming night tonight at Harrah, and so maybe a little bit extended halftime show coming your way here, but right now it's Tecumseh leading Harrah 20-13 at our halftime intermission on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We'll take a timeout, come back with more for you right after this.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future-speed internet is here from Cox.
WEOKIE's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a WEOKIE 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at WEOKIE and start earning incredible rates. federally insured. Rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact WEOKIE for details.
When Oklahoma weather causes the power to go out, you can be left in the dark.
Keep your lights on and your furnace running thanks to a new whole home generator installed by Airco.
And right now, save big on a new KOHLER system. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
It's that time of year to get your furnace checked.
That's right, and our trouble-free guarantee makes it easy.
If your furnace breaks down this season, this tune-up's on us. So call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Tecumseh Tech has really helped me build my future. Woodworking is my passion. I've always wanted to be a carpenter. The carpentry programs are a great program to get into. The teacher's fantastic. He teaches us about quality, and no matter what you do, you need to have pride and integrity in your work. The facilities here are state-of-the-art. All the tools here are the best of the best. This class has been a great opportunity for me. It's one of my favorite classes ever. We've had so much fun, best 3 hours of my day. Tecumseh Tech has really helped me make my own path in so many ways.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today. During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future speed internet is here from Cox.
Welcome back, everybody. Getting ready for second half action. Panthers of Harrah and the Savages from Tecumseh. Tecumseh having a 7-point lead. Harrah will be kicking it off to the Savages as we get ready for second half action. Good first half of play. And Tecumseh got that tie-breaking score with about 10 seconds left to go before halftime. Got ourselves a pretty good ball game here tonight. Both teams liking to keep the ball on the ground, even though we've seen a couple of touchdown passes for both teams so far in this contest. And the running game for Tecumseh, probably the difference, although Harrah's not far behind. Both these teams love to run the football. And we saw a lot of it in that first half of play. Harrah to kick it off to Tecumseh. Second half underway. Thanks for joining us tonight here on YurView. And I thought he knelt down as he caught that football. And that's what the referee says, and he'll mark it right there at about the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 is where Tecumseh will start here in this second half.
Well, those guys not supposed to throw those things?
Throw what things?
The little spot marker. I think they're supposed to throw them. He ran all the way up to the spot and set it down and then stood next to it. Kind of defeats the purpose of it, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right, so let's see what the Savages try to do here. We saw Will Hilton at the quarterback spot a lot. There at the end of that quarter, we saw Jalen Walker kind of lined up more as a wildcat back. Hilton starts the second half. And the very first play is a handoff over the right side and just continuing to fight his way forward and get it out to about the 27-yard line. Big number 45, Hunter Boyd, 5'9", 175. You put him behind that offensive front line, you got some power moving forward.
I think you could put anybody behind that front line and you probably wouldn't even know where they were, especially those 5'9" guys. Hard to find them behind that wall that offensive line puts together.
2nd down and 3 after a 7-yard pickup. Hilton, handoff, right side. Met at the line of scrimmage, falls forward. Probably going to get about 2 yards and leave it at 3rd and just about a yard.
I want to know is where you get 5 guys that are that big.
Yeah.
Usually in high school football, you see maybe 1 or 2 guys on the offensive line that are real big like that.
Especially at 4A.
Yeah, it's not very common. You see 5 of them.
They did get enough for the first down. And now they go back to Walker in the shotgun, takes the direct snap, and he's going to run it to the right side. They obviously see something that they like there, Dylan, because they went to it a lot late in the second half, or the first half, and then right back to it here in the second half.
Absolutely. I think Walker's probably gotten more snaps than Tipton back there in the backfield, and Tipton plays the quarterback position. See a lot of the Wildcat and a lot of interesting play calls here from Ty Bullock, who is the head coach and also the offensive coordinator for the Savages.
So 1st and 10 again now at the 40-yard line. Walker this time going to hand off. And spinning and twisting. He's a bit of a whirling dervish back there. Raymond Thomas, the 5'6", 145-pound senior running back. So they got big guys they can throw at you. They got fast guys. They got super fast little guys. And it all runs behind that big offensive line that you get a good look at right there.
Well, and I think if I remember right, Tecumseh's got, I think, 5 guys who have come into this game with over 100 yards on the year, or something like that, or 200 yards or something. And, yeah, 5 guys that have come in with over 100 yards. And I think it's probably pretty easy to run behind an offensive line like that. You see it there. Walker turns it upfield, gets into the secondary.
Walker's still on his feet, gets inside the 40, down to about the 39-yard line, I think is where they're going to spot him. And so right now, Harrah's got to decide, hey, we got to put a stop to this, because they are just lowering their head and moving it forward, picking up big chunk yardage every play.
Yeah, and one thing that I mentioned early on is a small stat, but it obviously is going to apply today as Tecumseh likes to run the football. Harrah's defense allows 304 yards per game on the ground and has given up 20 rushing touchdowns. And I think with an offensive line like Tecumseh's got, so many great runners like they've got, it's going to be tough not to see Tecumseh get that high up there.
Sliding down on the carry is Hunter Boyd. He's going to get about 7-8 yards perhaps. Coming into this contest, the quarterback Hilton had completed 33 of 66 passes. So in 6 games, that means he's completing, 5 of 11 each contest. So they're not putting the ball in the air very often. 5 TD passes, 4 interceptions coming into the contest. He's back in there at quarterback.
Those good math skills right there, Steve.
Thank you very much. Just don't give me any trigonometry or geometry problems. Nice play defensively. That's what Harrah was looking for, and they needed that. Nice play by Robertson on the defensive side of the football. We've seen him make a couple of really nice plays on both sides of the football.
Next week, Tecumseh plays Bethany, who is a 5-1 team. And so if they could come into this game, get a W, and then head off to play Bethany next week, that one definitely would be a momentum boost. Go in there with a little bit of confidence.
Walker back in, takes the direct snap, runs it left side. Great push by that defensive line, and it looked like the ball came loose. Harrah is saying they have it, still waiting for the official recognition, and Harrah comes up with the football. I haven't seen, yeah, he did just signal, did he?
Yeah, he did.
So it is Harrah football. So just when it looked like Tecumseh could not be stopped, Harrah comes up with a huge turnover. Here's a look at that play once again.
Yeah, he kind of got past that line of scrimmage. I didn't really see what happened from there. I saw him get hit by 22 there, Robertson, and the ball just comes out. And Robertson has made a couple of really big hits today. And so I wouldn't be surprised if his hit was just enough to knock it loose. I don't know if there was necessarily a hand or anything. I think he might have just jarred the ball loose with such a big hit.
So Tecumseh fumbles it away. Got a couple turnovers on the night. Now here's Chase Jackson trying to get to the outside off the left corner. Does so, and he's going to get 6 or 7 yards on the first down carry.
Well, and a turnover from Tecumseh is just what Harrah needs. The Panthers obviously down by 7 right now. They can go down and get a score on this possession. Be great for them. Build some momentum, tie the score up early on in the third quarter. You're sitting pretty for that fourth quarter.
Spot the ball just beyond the 33-yard line. Needs to get to the 35, so got about 8.5 on that carry. So Tecumseh had owned the ball since the beginning of the half, but they turn it over, and now Harrah on offense for the first time. Nobody jumped apparently. Straight ahead handoff. Robertson gets into the secondary, dragging tacklers across midfield and down to about the 49-yard line.
Number 4 on the tackle there, Andrew Lewis, and he's just dragging Robertson from behind, trying to stop that momentum, and eventually he was able to. And he talked about it. He's a strong runner and a big kid, so it's going to be tough for anybody to stop him, much less those safeties and cornerbacks out there.
So from the 48-yard line, 1st and 10 for Harrah. As you can see, Chase Jackson coming back from the sideline, bringing the play in. In the backfield with him now is Gage Payne, number 26. Straight run all the way. Jackson ducks his head, picks up a couple of yards, gets it down to about the 45-yard line in Tecumseh territory.
We've seen this Tecumseh defense also not be the strongest defense that ever has been or been or whatever you want to say there. It's they've allowed 26.83 points per game. And so it's definitely not the strongest defense that is in the state of Oklahoma. And the lucky thing for them is Harrah allows about 37 a game. And so they've got a little bit of an advantage coming into this game, and we'll see if they can get enough stops to keep Harrah off the board here and keep this a 7-point game, or obviously if they can add on the offensive end, take a big lead.
Payne picks up about 2 yards on that carry. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. So things tighten up a little bit as they get deeper into Tecumseh territory. In the backfield now, Wisniewski along with Robertson. Jackson takes the snap, gives to Robertson, right or left side, fights forward, and that's going to be enough for the first down as he gets it down to about the 37-yard line. And the Panthers keep the drive alive.
And there's a guy that'll match the size of the running back, number 89, Ed Carey, 6'3", 225, and he runs that defensive end for the Savages, and he's a guy that I think is definitely somebody you've got to keep your eyes on for the Savage defense. He can make some big hits from time to time, and right there you see he just kind of did like a wrestling throw, a kind of grapple throw on that tackle, and a great job there from Carey.
Demarion Cooper checks in as a wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Looked like he wanted to throw that way, still on the move. He does throw it late, and I'm going to wonder again whether or not he didn't cross the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he gets awfully close every single time, especially on those rollouts. We saw, one of them that he threw just into the dirt in the back of the end zone. That one seemed like he was close to the line of the scrimmage. Threw another one. That one found pay dirt, but that one was also close to the line of scrimmage. And now this one, once again, nearing that line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. The ball spotted at the 37-yard line in Tecumseh territory. Jackson takes the snap, rolls to his left, then cuts it back, and he's got maybe a yard, and that's it.
Yeah, he was just stuffed right there. Didn't get much further than maybe just about 1 yard or so. We'll see a 3rd and 9. And last time Harrah was in a long yardage situation on the later downs. It might have been that 4th and 16 when they threw the touchdown pass.
So let's see what the Panthers come up with here. Quick snap, handoff, Robertson looking for some running room. He'll get some of that necessary yardage, probably 4 yards on that carry, which will probably bring up about a 4th and 5 situation.
Well, but see, in this situation, you're too close to punt, too far to kick, so you might as well go for it because you got about no other option. 4th and 6 is very, very doable. If you run the right play, get the right look, you might be able to get it.
Well, Daxton Foster there, number 59 for Harrah. They got him listed at 6'4" and 290. Number 62 on that front line for Harrah, Gage Inman. He's 5'10" and 250. Number 55, offensive front, Hunter Thomason, 6 foot 260. So they have some size of their own, and they also have a timeout that they want to talk this one over with. 4th down and 6 for the Panthers. We'll take a timeout and return to our action on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
When Oklahoma weather causes the power to go out, you can be left in the dark.
Keep your lights on and your furnace running thanks to a new whole home generator installed by Airco.
And right now, save big on a new KOHLER system. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
It's that time of year to get your furnace checked.
That's right, and our trouble-free guarantee makes it easy.
If your furnace breaks down this season, this tune-up's on us, so call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
Welcome back, everybody. We're at Evans Field here at Harrah High School. just east of Oklahoma City. And right now the Panthers looking at a 4th down and 6. You can see trips to the far side, top of your screen to the left. Going to throw over the middle. There's a lot of contact there in the middle, but he was able to break free at the last second, got his hands on it, but unable to come away with the reception was Brent Wilson. And on the turnover, that'll give the ball back to Tecumseh, who already lead it by a score of 20-13.
Well, that was a pretty well thrown ball. You can't say much about where the placement of the ball was. I mean, it was a little back behind him, but very catchable. And so right there, we'll see Harrah come off the field, and Tecumseh's offense comes onto it.
So nothing doing so far here in this second half. Both teams have had opportunities. Tecumseh fumbled, and Harrah there turned it over on downs. Running play to the right side, going to pick up maybe 2 yards at the most. Good job by that Panther defense up front, giving them nowhere to go.
One thing I was looking at early on before the game, I noticed Braden James last year for Tecumseh had 1,674 yards and 20 touchdowns. And obviously he left and went on to college, I'd imagine, or wherever it may be, but he graduated and no longer with the team. But obviously enough successful runners that this team still has a lot of success on the ground.
Keep bringing in offensive linemen like that, then you would think anybody who comes along will have some success. Going to throw deep here, looking downfield and throwing for the receiver. He said he caught it, and it's going to be ruled a catch.
I'd like to see a replay. I think right before it might have hit the ground.
There's a look once again, kind of throws it up there for grabs.
Maybe not.
It looks like he plucked it right off the turf. Number 4, Andrew Lewis on the reception. Nifty catch right there. That's a big catch and a big gain all the way down to the Harrah 37-yard line, giving them a new set of downs, 1st and 10.
How about that? We've seen a pass in this game, a long pass. Something other than that Philly special. We saw an actual pass attempt here.
Walker again, taking the direct snap in the backfield, hands it off, loses it, still loose, and Harrah's got the football. Number 5, Raymond Thomas, never did quite get the handle on it. Coming up off the bottom of the pile with the football is Colby Wisniewski. And just 2 plays after a turnover, Harrah's able to get it right back again.
Yeah, Michael Hafferty right on his backside there, chasing him as he's losing that football, kind of bobbling it. And I think he knew there was some pressure right behind him, and he was trying to scramble to get that ball and get control of it. It ends up kind of just falling over, losing his momentum. Ball pops loose. Harrah able to fall on it. So 2 turnovers now early on in the second quarter for Tecumseh. Harrah has to capitalize on this one as they came up short last time out. I think if they get a touchdown here, it'll be a big momentum shift, and maybe the Panthers can start to look up.
Spot the ball just beyond their own 40-yard line as Chase Jackson brings the troops out for the Harrah Panthers. From the shotgun, gives straight ahead, and spilled at the line of scrimmage. That's a nice tackle there for Tecumseh. Number 15, Gage Boatman, 5'11" junior, spilling the running back for a short gain on the play.
And again, you got to imagine that Harrah wants this win. 2-8 last year, 2-8 the year before. So success hasn't come very easily to the Panthers, and they definitely want to pick up their first win of the season here and break this cold spell they've been on so far in 2018.
They give him 3 on the carry. This time a keeper, and then the option at the last second on the right side. Get a couple of yards on the play as he pitches it out to Wisniewski.
Man, we haven't said Wisniewski's name all that much, but when it does pop up, it always seems to be a big play, doesn't it?
It really does. Going to get enough on that play to put them in a good position at 3rd and 2. So let's see what the Panthers are able to dial up here. Final 2 minutes of this third quarter of play. Tecumseh leading. Jackson cuts it back against the grain. Makes another guy miss. What a great move. He's going to get it right to midfield. And I think that's going to be close enough to get a first down.
Well, not only was it a nice move, I think that whole time he was losing his balance and falling down. So very good job to kind of stay up on his feet and fight for another yard or two.
They give him the first down, so new set of downs for the Panthers right at midfield. Trailing by a score of 20-13. Heading out to the far side, top of your screen, is Gavin Ravine. Chase Jackson in at quarterback. He's just a sophomore. Handoff up the middle. Straight ahead, going to pick up about 3 is Robertson on the carry. He's had a good night.
And a lot of guys on that defensive line, a lot of guys right up there on the line of scrimmage, so maybe you bounce that one outside, do a screen pass or maybe a toss play, something a little different. I probably would have taken that one out to the outskirts of the defense there, because it looked like all the linebackers were up there on the line of scrimmage.
Typical game for Robertson is about 12 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown. As Dylan said earlier, they certainly spread the carries around throughout the offense, and another loose football on the play, and I think Jackson was able to jump on top and get it. Although Tecumseh is saying that they have it. Now flags fly. Not sure what that was about. Maybe somebody expressing their desire to have the football just a little too strongly.
Yeah, well, I see obviously over here on the left side of the screen, Harrah's trying to calm down Robertson, it looked like, and over there on the Tecumseh side of the field, it looked like they were trying to calm down number 30, Tyler Bingham, so maybe those two got a little bit scrappy down there at the bottom of the pile.
Could be offsetting personal fouls there as we get a look at our referee. Here's the call. We got one personal foul against Harrah, and that's it. So a big loss in the play coming up for the Panthers.
Well, but at least they get to keep the football. I think they are going to keep it Panther ball, as it looked like Jackson was the first one on the ball, and it maybe just got ripped away from him by Big Ed Carey, who ended up coming out of the pile with it.
So the coach for Tecumseh comes out on the field, and we've got a timeout as well. With 1:04 left to go in the third quarter, Panthers have the football, but they trail Tecumseh 20-13 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Are you looking for a career where you can work anywhere and even travel the world? Do you have a passion to work with people, plan events, or own your own restaurant? Tulsa Tech can help you build a successful career with exciting hospitality programs. Programs like culinary arts, restaurant and lodging management, and event planning. Make your own path to a successful career you love by calling Tulsa Tech at 918-828-5000 or apply online at tulsatech.edu.
Well, the Panthers have the football, trailing 20-13, but they now are looking at a 3rd down and 25. So if they're at the 35 and you add 25 yards, you got to get to the 60-yard line, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Just try to catch you there. A little moment of levity. Because I have made that mistake before.
I'm not the greatest at math, so you probably would have got me if I wasn't adding it up in my head.
Long way to go is what we have here in a 3rd and 25 situation. Going to send all the receivers now trips to the near side of the field. Tecumseh adjusts defensively. And they're going to roll it out to the right, throw it underneath. It's going to be a short gain of the play. Nice tackle coming up, making the play is Will Hilton, the quarterback.
I mean, what do you call when it's 3rd and 25? It's you're about out of options. You just got to kind of hope that the defense falls asleep somewhere and you got a big hole. But, I mean, other than that, you don't have a whole lot of play calls for 26 yards.
So a punting situation coming up. Kicker standing back at about his own 29-yard line. Harrah rushing some players on at the very last. Gets the kick off, or did he? I don't think that might have been partially blocked. He was a little slow in getting there, and somebody forgot to block one of the Savages, and that's going to give Tecumseh great field position. They're going to spot it at the 45-yard line.
I think that was more than just partially blocked. That was almost fully blocked. It was just maybe
a net of 5 yards.
Yeah, a centimeter or so. If his hand had gone further to the left or to the right, that one's going backwards.
Going to get 5 yards on the punt. Great play there defensively. Number 30, Tyler Bingham. And now Tecumseh with the football. First play, handoff, right side, getting it to the 40-yard line. Number 45 on the carry, Hunter Boyd. And that will be the final play of our third quarter. We move to the fourth quarter. Tecumseh leads it, but Harrah has the football. 20-13 our score on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to Harrah High School, Evans Field. Homecoming tonight, but the Panthers have their work cut out for them against the Tecumseh Savages, who take over as we begin the fourth quarter of play at the Panthers' 40-yard line, 1st and 10 after a blocked punt attempt. Now looking at a 2nd and 5. Quarterback Hilton going to keep it, goes off the left side, has lots of running room, 1st down and then some, inside the 30, down at the 28-yard line.
One thing that's always kind of dangerous is when you're running the football like that and you've got that football on the inside. So if you're running up the left side of the football field there and you got it tucked away in your right arm, it's very likely it can pop loose because those defenders are probably going to be coming from your right side. Same thing is true on the opposite side of the field. If I'm running up the right side of the field and I've got it in my left arm, those defenders are probably going to be coming from my left and probably make contact with the football pretty easily.
Little counter play to the right side. We'll get down to close to the 20-yard line as Tecumseh trying to get some more points. They've been down here before, and now they're going to have a penalty assessed to them. So that's all going to be brought back. So in some ways, Tecumseh, with the turnovers and here the penalty, has been their own worst enemy on offense.
Yeah, like I said earlier, 2 turnovers in the second half alone, just in the third quarter alone, unable to get any points on the board. And I feel like, in all honesty, if they could hold on to the football, they'd probably put some points on the board because this Tecumseh's offense has been very successful today and has been able to move the ball fairly easily. And so I'd be surprised if they wouldn't have already scored by now, except for those turnovers.
Hilton takes the ball and he throws it deep, looking down the far right side, coming back for the football, but it falls incomplete. Had 2 defenders back there, so not really good opportunity for the Savages. Intended out there for number 23, Dylan Morris.
I'll tell you one thing, it looks like Phil Webb, head coach for the Panthers, is a very engaged coach, we'll put it that way. There's been a couple of times where I've seen him almost all the way out on the field telling somebody something, cheering them on, doing whatever it takes for his football team. He obviously has a passion for coaching and a passion for his guys, and he wants to win this one just as badly as they do, I imagine.
So 2nd down and 20 coming up now for Tecumseh. Hilton going to keep it himself. And a good open field tackle right there. Number 32 for Harrah coming up making the play. You got a 32 on your Harrah?
I do not.
Okay.
A good hit from him, though.
It was a good play. And you know what? He wrapped him up.
He did, and that's one of the things that I've been complaining about all year long, and you've been right there with me saying you don't like it either. Seeing these players that don't wrap up, try to just knock them over or push them over or whatever it may be, and you wrap them up. It's, first of all, it's tough to get called for a penalty when you do it.
Sure.
And second of all, it's tough to get beat when you do it.
Yeah, you wrap up the guy's ankles, there's not really too much you can do there. 3rd and 17. Hilton dropping the throw, throwing it down the middle, incomplete. Intended out there for number 14, Gavin Rogers. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 17 situation for the Savages. Inside Panther territory, the line of scrimmage is the 35-yard line. So that's, you can either try to pin him back, which if you kick it into the end zone, you're only going to net 15 yards, or you can go for it.
I think 17 is a long way to go, so I'd probably go ahead and try to take a short pooch punt. See if I can kind of pin him deep.
Last second substitutions making their way on the field for Tecumseh. Let's see if Harrah comes after it. They've got 3 men lined up. Down position, looks like they are coming after it. May have crossed the line of scrimmage a little early. The punt is away. Hits at about the 15-yard line and is going to be down. It was touched by Harrah, and Tecumseh recovers.
I'm not quite sure what he was thinking there.
That's a huge mistake. He actually was reaching way back beyond his body. Yeah, and I'm not sure why he tried to do that, because once he touched it, then it was a live football. And that's, well, they're going to say it's Tecumseh football at the 11-yard line. Wow. Here's a look at the play again.
It's 88, Austin Brock. Keep your eyes on him. He just kind of tries to make some kind of a play here, and I'm not quite sure why.
Oof.
If you just let that bounce, obviously you're taking the risk of maybe some bad field position. Maybe he was trying to stop it, but you take too much of a risk there that if you don't catch that football, you get this result where it's now Tecumseh ball just about 12 yards out.
Straight ahead power run inside the 5-yard line on the carry is Jalen Walker. Walker the junior, 5'8", 165. He's probably taken most of the snaps here in the second half. Didn't take many at all in that first half, but they've certainly seen something, and they've been able to move the football, but they turned it over a couple times. But right now, knocking on the door, trying to extend this to a 2-score lead. 2nd and 2 after the 8-yard gain. Walker is going to walk into the end zone and get the touchdown and increase the lead for Tecumseh, who now goes on top by a score of 26-13 with the extra point to come.
Well, it ain't it easy running behind a wall like that. I mean, it just, look at this. Right up the gut, there's plenty of room for him to get in there. You could have probably fit in another whole 2 or 3 running backs in there and still scored. It's too easy to score when you got guys like that up front. Harrah's got to make better decisions, obviously, on the punt. Defensively, they've done the job fairly well. Right there, coming up just shy and gave you 6 points.
Here's the extra point attempt, and the guy coming in from the corner, Wisniewski, I believe got a hand on that and batted it down. So the extra point is no good, but Tecumseh has extended their lead, now on top, leading it by a score of 26-13 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to Harrah. Panthers make a mistake trying to gain possession on the punt. It was going to be their football, but somebody tried to get a hand on it, and it obviously got away from them, and Tecumseh was able to recover and then get the touchdown to put them on top now 26-13. Still 10 minutes left to go. But the Panthers getting to the point where they're going to need some points on the board every possession they get, because Tecumseh likes to play keep away as well as moving the football. Nice job on the special teams. Tackle made in the open field by Tecumseh, number 34. That's Dylan Graham, just a freshman, making the play for the Savages.
How about some score updates, Steve, as we start to wrap up the evening? We've got Stillwater at Lawton. Stillwater came into the game undefeated, and they will leave the game undefeated. 23-20 is the final score, so that one was awfully close, I'll tell you that much. How about another team that went into the game undefeated was Wagner, 6-0, only put up 15 points on the board. Oologah 18. It says that one's in overtime, but at the same time, Oologah's got a 3-point lead, so something's wrong there. Let's see if I can find an update on. There it is, Broken Arrow, Edmond, Santa Fe. Broken Arrow up 35-7 in the fourth quarter.
All right, here the first down pass is caught, but it looks like there's actually going to be a loss on the play. There is a flag, however, on the field, so we got to check that first. Tecumseh getting the touchdown from Jalen Walker to extend their lead to 26-13. Clock stopped with about 9:37 left to play in our contest here. Here's the call. Personal foul called against Harrah. Just decline that.
It's the second one on Harrah tonight, I believe, and the third one overall in this game. I think Tecumseh got one earlier, too.
So the Panthers, at one point, I think they led it 13-7, right? It was 7-7, and I thought, or maybe it was Tecumseh that took the lead 13-7.
Yeah, I believe it was Tecumseh. I don't know if...
But it was 13-13. At one point, we were tied.
Yeah, I think Harrah only had the lead for that first touchdown, that first possession.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then since then, 13 unanswered points scored by Tecumseh that has them on top now. And now they're looking at a second down and 22 from their own 9-yard line. Running play right side, and that's blown dead. And another flag. It looks like they're saying false start against Harrah.
It'll be against the offense against. You'll back up even further. Wow. That's going to end up being, what, like a 2nd and 27 or something.
So now, line of scrimmage inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
A second down and a mile.
Dropping to throw, Jackson running around in the end zone. Heaves it downfield, and the pass is intercepted, taken away by number 6. That's Jackson Day. And the Savages get another turnover and get great field position right at the Harrah 40-yard line.
Yeah, number 6 coming up with the interception. That's Jackson Day, and he just kind of threw up a duck there trying to get out of the end zone, it looked like. Maybe trying to throw it to his favorite target. It's number 5, Gavin Ravine, he was trying to get it to. Ravine obviously came up upset with the play. And I think it was just kind of a rush decision by Chase Jackson. He didn't have many options back there in the corner of the end zone. Backs against the wall. He's got defensive linemen coming at him. He's just got to get rid of the football is what he's thinking. Tries to chuck one down the field, and it doesn't work out well.
Tecumseh handoff spilled right as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Going to give him forward progress of maybe a yard on the play. Handoff there to Hunter Boyd. But Tecumseh with their running game and that big offensive line, if you're Harrah, you have to worry that they can take several minutes off this game clock, and time is becoming precious now with just under 9 minutes to play and Harrah trailing by 13. Fakes the handoff, keeper, left side. Looks like he's going to get stopped at about the 36-yard line.
He's still trying to go.
Did not give up, Will Hilton.
That's playing through the whistle right there. He was still going.
Hilton's a junior. Walker is a junior. Hunter Boyd, the other running back that we've seen a lot of tonight, he's a sophomore. And you look at those big guys up front, you see a couple of seniors, but juniors and sophomores in that mix as well for Tecumseh.
I don't think they're real barren on size either. 6'4". We don't see him on the offensive line. 6'2", 295. Obviously, he's a senior, but I mean, he's not even out there on the field. So you imagine you could probably put him out there as well, and you wouldn't lose any size.
So Harrah jumped across the line of scrimmage. It goes now from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 1.
You just got to wonder, with all those guys on that same roster, what are they feeding the kids out there in Tecumseh? That's too many big boys on one team.
Again, especially at 4A level.
Yeah.
And that's a big line at any level in the state. Walker, direct snap, first down yardage, still on his feet, inside the 10, still going. And a nice gain on the play for Tecumseh. Is now not only knocking on the door once again, getting inside the red zone, but clock continues to run, stopped momentarily as they move the chains with just about 7.5 to play. Look ahead for both these teams next week. Harrah will take on Cushing. Cushing is no slouch, obviously. They've had a good season as well.
Yeah, they beat Tecumseh 34-33 earlier on in the year. They're at 3-3 right now.
Here's Hilton straight ahead. He's going to pick up about 8, maybe 9 yards on the play. And Tecumseh will take on Bethany. So Tecumseh finishes with Bethany, McLeod, and Medill. And from what we've seen here tonight, they could very well, if they go on and hang on to win this game, they could go on a 4-game winning streak to end the season. Harrah after tonight, as you just mentioned, Cushing, then Tuttle, then Blanchard. Ouch, that's a tough schedule down the stretch for the Harrah Panthers.
Yeah, so this is probably Harrah's really good last shot for a win here tonight.
Handoff, left side, had both arms around the football for a while and then run out of bounds. Once again, that's Boyd. And that'll be enough for a first down. So 1st and goal coming up for the Savages. You have to wonder how tired Harrah is, because they don't have the numbers of plays here or time of possession in front of me, but you got to think that it's heavily in favor of Tecumseh.
Well, I mean, it was that failed, I guess you could say, punt return, as the ball came flying down. He touched the ball. Tecumseh recovers. They get the ball right back. And then next possession, Harrah ends up with the football. And they had, 1-2 plays or so that they actually ran, and then a couple of holding calls backs them up, or offsides or false start or whatever it was, and backs them up, trucked the ball down the field. INT, Tecumseh's offense is back on the field again. So I think pretty much this entire 4th quarter we've only seen Tecumseh's offense, and then to close out the 3rd quarter we saw Tecumseh's offense.
They got it down to the goal line, so 2nd and goal inside the 1-yard line.
Ball came loose. I think.
Not too sure that he didn't fumble that.
Robertson came up with it. Yeah, they're saying it's Harrah football.
Well, that gives them a life, because that really would have sealed it, and they were about 6 inches away from doing so. Here's the replay.
Yeah, right off the bat, you can see it just kind of pop loose, and looks like 22 is the first one on top of it.
Wow. Big play if Harrah can do something with it. Now you got to go the length of the field.
Well, and last time out, they were almost in this exact same position. They had the ball at about the 4 or 5 yard line. Quarterback makes a poor decision, threw the ball down the field, picked off, INT. So this time out, you got to wonder if Harrah maybe will try to draw up just like a slant play, is what I would do, is just try to get a quick pass out of here rather than a long ball.
Maybe just a quick, play where you stand up and throw it to a crossing tight end or something over the middle. Tecumseh stacked in there. Handoff, Robertson, and he'll do well to maybe pick up 1 yard.
Yeah, you could always hand it off to that big boy in the backfield. That works too, but I just figured that defense would probably predict that and probably set themselves up for it, but did a good job of picking up a yard or so, like you said. He wants a sub, so I don't know if maybe he's Got something going on. It looked like he was holding his arm kind of funny.
False start against Harrah. So the little bit that he did gain will be negated and actually scoot the ball closer to the goal line.
I don't know that I even saw a false start anywhere, but...
No, I didn't either that time.
Interesting.
False start against the Panthers.
No, penalties declined. Which, I mean, I guess it makes sense because it'd probably only be about 2nd and 9.5 instead of 1st and 10.
May have gained 8 inches or so. Running play. And he never made it out of the end zone. Or did they recover the fumble in the end zone?
Oh, wow.
We're still yet to see the ball.
Now, they said touchdown, so I guess there was a fumble in the end zone.
We're going to talk about it, so it is a touchdown.
I didn't see what happened there. Watch it. See if we can figure out what happened.
On the exchange, perhaps. Yeah, he never even got it. And then coming up off the bottom of the pile to the left of number 15, I believe it's 89, who comes up with the football for Tecumseh. And that would be Ed Caney. So a touchdown, and that makes it 32-13. And so suddenly what 10 minutes ago seemed like still anybody's ball game is now really been decided as Tecumseh has now scored, at this point at least, 19 unanswered points after it was tied at 13 apiece.
Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, Harrah really looked sharp in that first half. Looked like they may be able to get the win here tonight, and then you start seeing in the second half them forcing turnovers. Tecumseh really trying to help them out almost. And then Harrah unable to capitalize on those mistakes. A big hit there. Great job from number 22. We've been talking about him a lot. Jeff Robertson there. But, yeah, no, a couple of mistakes right off the bat for Tecumseh. Unable to capitalize, and now the scoreboard looks a little bit uglier than it used to.
All right, 32-19. Savages on top. We'll take a timeout and return to your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
If you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on a new 2018 F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Well, Tecumseh has opened it up here in this second half of play. Now leading it by a score of 32-13. And they'll kick it away to the Panthers with just 5:39 remaining in our ball game.
I don't know if anybody really could have predicted this would be the score at the end of it. Obviously, it's not the end of it. Harrah could still climb back up and make it a little bit of a prettier score at the end of the day. But no, I said earlier, Oklahoma picks Tecumseh to win 42-35. Last year, Harrah came out on top 30-27. So I think everybody was just predicting this one would be at least fairly close, maybe a touchdown or two apart at most. And now we're looking at a 32-13 score. I mean, it just has been all Savage football here in the second half.
Really has. And Harrah, for their part, well, they had some offense in that first half. Were able to mix it up a bit, and Chase Jackson really had a pretty good first half of play. It's just been the turnovers that have really plagued Harrah in this second half, especially that last one after they had gotten the ball at their own 1-yard line and prevented Tecumseh from going in. And either Tecumseh went across the line. If not, then certainly early jump there by the right guard or right tackle for Harrah, and they're walking backwards.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's the defense that made him jump. Good call there by the referees.
Number 1, Wagner, falling to Ulaga.
Yeah, I said that. I was 18-15, and it said overtime, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. Somebody's either got the quarter wrong or the score wrong. So that was, I mean, Wagner was undefeated, 6-0 coming into that game.
Well, they had their 47-game win streak stopped last year by Blanchard. Fakes the handoff, keeper to the right side for Jackson. Jackson's going to get first down yardage and still on his feet. There goes Jackson, one man to beat, finally taken down at about the 32-yard line. So Harrah refusing to give up even though they trail by 19.
A great run by Jackson. And again, I told you it's not over just quite yet. They can still at least make the scoreboard look prettier, but I don't think we'll see a win here for Harrah, which is very upsetting, I think, for not only us as broadcasters, but especially that coaching staff, those players, those fans, because Harrah, to me, is going to end up going winless this season because they have 3 tough matchups from here on out.
Jackson, the quarterback, gives to Robertson, who tries left side, and he busts through a tackle, gets inside the 25-yard line, falling forward to about the 21. And they're actually going to spot it back at the 23. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Good news for Tecumseh is if they win tonight and they win out the rest of the season, you're talking about a possible playoff spot because they'd finish up with a 6-4 record.
All right, so a timeout on the field. 5:12 left to go. Harrah football trailing Tecumseh 32-13.
Weather causes the power to go out, you can be left in the dark.
Keep your lights on and your furnace running thanks to a new whole home generator installed by Airco.
And right now, save big on a new KOHLER system. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
It's that time of year to get your furnace checked.
That's right, and our trouble-free guarantee makes it easy.
If your furnace breaks down this season, this tune-up's on us. So call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
Welcome back, everybody. Harrah football trailing by 19 with 5:04 to play. And if you're the eternal optimist, you can score quickly here, get an onside kick, score again, and do it all again after that. That would be highly unlikely, and we'd have a great story, of course. But Tecumseh is not really wanting to play any part of that role. Running play there gains just a yard. That'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Panthers. Again, a reminder, we have Tuttle and Blanchard next week. It's a Thursday game too, by the way, if I didn't mention that earlier. So make sure you're tuned in for that one. 2 top 10 teams, number 3 and number 7 in Class 4A. At least that's where they're ranked right now. Running play left side. Jackson now reverses field. Tries to cut it back towards the middle. Is successful in that. Gets it down to about the 16-yard line. Quickly off the bottom of the pile. Flags come in.
And a couple of great quick juke moves. He stood up, number 3. Then I believe that was Caleb Kelsey. And coming back across the field, it looked like Kelsey had an easy hit. He had him lined up, and then all of a sudden, he's off to the left, and Kelsey's off to the right. Another couple of yards gained.
So personal foul tacked on at the end of that run.
I believe it was probably on number 30. Number 30's been a bit of an irritant for the Panthers all game long. That's Tyler Bingham. He's been in their face. He got one earlier, I believe, and he's been involved in a couple of scrappy moments with the Panthers. And I can tell you one thing, the guys in blue don't like number 30.
So half the distance to the goal line. We'll spot it at the 8-yard line. Personal foul against Tecumseh. Automatic first down. So 1st and goal for the Panthers. Clock stopped after the penalty at 4:09 left to play. Jackson at quarterback. Handoff, Robertson, and he'll prance into the end zone and get the touchdown for 6. Harrah's not done yet.
Another 6 for Robertson, and that brings his total of touchdowns to 8 on the season. And he does a very good job back there in the backfield for the Panthers. He's a dangerous weapon for him. And you see there another easy score for him, and he's only a junior, so he'll stick around next year, and we'll see if he can find much of the same success here in Harrah. And we'll see if we go for 2 here. It looks like they might. And they will.
Not nearly the size on that defensive front for Tecumseh as they have on that offensive line. And it looks to be a whole different group, as a matter of fact, as well. Rolling to his right, Jackson racing for the corner. Can't get there, holds on to the football, really no play to make. Don't see any flags on the field. Little John going on afterwards, and now the flag comes out. But I'm sure that's going to be, and another one comes out as well. So everybody getting their laundry on the field. But we'll take a timeout and come back with the kickoff from what yard line? You'll find out when I find out, when we come back.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GIGABLAST. Future speed internet is here from Cox.
Welcome back, everybody. Harrah gets on the board. They get the touchdown they were looking for. Still trail 32-19 with exactly 4 minutes left to go. And I'm curious as to where they're going to have the kickoff from, because they did have penalties. They signaled it was against Harrah. And if that is true, they didn't also say it was offsetting since there was one against Tecumseh, I'm not sure, but it looks like they're going to mark them back even further. No, maybe not.
Yeah, I guess there was some offsetting. Somebody on Tecumseh must have gotten one too, and I'd imagine, I bet my money, it was Tyler Bingham.
All right, so we are set for the final 4 minutes of regulation, 13-point differential. Harrah, you would think, looking at the possibility of an onside kick. Have to have at least 4 guys on each side of the kicker. There's the kick. It gets away. It's kicked and recovered by Tecumseh at about their own 34-yard line.
That one was awfully close. Wisniewski had a shot at it, yeah. It was actually a pretty good kick. I'd give him that. It was better onside kick I've seen from a high school kicker, at least. Usually you see those just barely go across the line, and it's right at the feet of one of the return team guys, one of the hands team guys. And that one actually kind of skipped over a couple of guys, and Wisniewski had a shot at it, just missed it.
So Tecumseh now comes out of the field with the sole intent of just working some clock right here. They lead it by 13. Definitely want to avoid the turnover and give Harrah any chance whatsoever. Handoff, both hands around the football for Hunter Boyd. Going to give him about 2 yards on the carry. Out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Savages look to the sidelines in no particular hurry.
Broken Arrow Edmond Santa Fe went final 35-7. BA comes out on top, so they'll stay undefeated, and Edmond Santa Fe takes its first loss on the year.
Straight ahead run as the quarterback Will Hilton gets just a couple of yards on the play. But in just 2 plays, they'll work more than a minute and 10 seconds off the game clock.
A couple of interesting scores that apply to this game a little bit more is Bethany at Cushing. Bethany is up 43-22 at the very moment, and that one is in the 4th quarter, and that one's about to wrap up. And another one is Medill at Blanchard. And Blanchard up 55-6 as the time ran out. So that one was a big win for Blanchard.
Look at this run here as he takes the pile about 20-25 yards downfield before he is finally brought down. Obviously a first down and then some. And we got to take a look at this replay right here because that was quite a run. Looked like a moving huddle. A scrum, if you will.
Yeah, he carried 2 guys, and then offensive lineman comes and helps him out.
So they got him at about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, it took 3 blue jerseys to eventually bring enough momentum onto him and take him to the ground.
And he was still able to go 16 yards after being held up by 2 and then 3 would-be tacklers. Clock running as we get down to the 2-minute mark. Handoff again to Boyd as we go under 2 minutes to play now.
Yeah, so both of these teams came in here winless in district. 0-3 for both of them, and we'll see Tecumseh walk away now 1-3 in district. And so getting this district win does them a lot of good. As we've talked about, their schedule from here on out doesn't look too difficult for them. We'll see if they can start to edge their name into that playoff picture.
Hunter Boyd with another carry, both arms wrapped around the football. 2nd down and 3 now coming up for the Savages. Actually, that was a first down as they move the chains now, so 1st and 10. And probably really just have to snap the ball maybe just twice more after they snap it here. You can see a dejected group of Panthers. They felt like this was the night that they would get into the win column. Homecoming started off well, got the early lead. We're tied at halftime, but Tecumseh just too much in the end. As Boyd takes the handoff and gets inside the 15-yard or the 20-yard line down to about the 19.
Yeah, well, the player of the game for the Panthers for sure has been Wisniewski, I think. You can go to him, or you could also look at number 22, Robertson, both of them making big plays on both sides of the ball. Obviously, 2 touchdowns from Robertson, and Wisniewski's done a good job defensively of being involved on almost every single play. And for Tecumseh, it's been a great game for Walker for sure. He's done a good job of picking up tons of yardage.
Could be the last snap of the ball game. Keeper off the left side by Hilton. Wants to stay in bounds or maybe get into the end zone. He gets all the way down to about the 1-yard line. They'll stop the clock for the first down. You know, one thing you have to consider here, they don't have the maximum 15 points. So while if they do try to go for it here with just 13 seconds left, some people will look at it as though they're trying to, rub it in. But I have seen where those point differentials do make a difference on making the playoffs or not. So we'll keep it right here with just 13 seconds left to go in the football game. And Tecumseh, victory is not in doubt. I'm trying to remember, I think it was a Putnam City school that was involved in that a couple years ago, where their overall record was 6-4, but a team that was actually 4-6 overall, which doesn't make any difference. It's all about your district record. Ended up going to the playoffs over the point differential. It was more than a 2-team tie, obviously, otherwise head-to-head would take it over, but it was a 3-team tie, and it all came down to that point differential at the end of the season. It used to be where the point differential was just whatever the final score was, which seemed to encourage, really building up the score unnecessarily in some cases. But they limited that a couple years ago to just a plus or minus 15. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them, even though it's only 2 points, you'd hate to get to the end of the season and not make the playoffs because you were 1 point less or more. So they're going to try to run it in, and they will. And I understand it completely as they get into the end zone for the touchdown. Number 22 with the carry, Jalen Walker.
And I think, like I said, I think he'd be the player of the game for Tecumseh. He's done a great job all game long. You see here an easy run into the end zone. He's got, I believe, 2 or 3 touchdowns on the day. But really, the unofficial player of the game is that offensive line. They've done a great job creating holes for those guys to get into the end zone and to get the ball down the field. We've been talking about them a lot, but I mean, when you see an offensive line like that, how can you not talk about them a lot?
Coach Webb told me about it. That was clearly offsides. He almost got the snap, I think. Number 4.
That's Wisniewski.
That's Wisniewski coming across there, and he got a big head start. I mean, he was across the line of scrimmage and into the backfield before the ball was even snapped.
Yeah, last time out when he got the block, I thought he was awfully close to it. And this time they got him on it.
That's one of those I got to see again just to give me a good laugh. Can't say he's not trying, right? Watch him coming off the edge there at the top of your screen. He's number 4, and he did it again.
Oh, man.
That's too funny.
Look at the offensive line saying, I don't know what to do. It's not my fault.
I mean, he's 2 or 3 yards in the backfield, and he's pointing out like he doesn't know what's going wrong here. That's hysterical. All right, one more time. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm not too sure he went there early again. Yeah. The kick is on the way. It is up and it is good. So with 8 seconds remaining, Tecumseh adds to their lead. Now on top of Harrah, 39-13. We come back with what we feel might be the final plays of our football game when we return.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Welcome back, everybody. Your Oklahoma Ford dealers game of the week. The Tecumseh Savages are all prepared to move to their record to 3-4. More importantly, get their first district win tonight over Harrah, as the Panthers will fall to 0-7 and 0-4 in district play. The kick is in the air. Clock won't start until the ball is touched, which it is right here. And getting forward, taking a couple seconds off the clock. Probably time for one more play, as Tecumseh on top, leading it by a score of 39-13. We were tied 13 all at halftime. But ever since then, it has been all Tecumseh, and as Dylan has pointed out, we've seen some guys run the football very well, but they can't do it if they don't have that offensive line up front. And, well, you have to wonder down the stretch how much problem that they're going to cause for some other teams. Bethany next week, and then at McLeod and at Medill.
Yeah, and coming into this game, I mentioned it twice during the game, Harrah allows 304 yards per game coming into this game on the ground. Then you put an offensive line like that out there, I think it's impossible not to see Tecumseh go for some big numbers on the ground.
Should be the final play unless it is a penalty. Dropping the throw and rolling. Nope, gonna keep it and gonna run it. Get some additional yards on top of his stats. Finally taken down in Tecumseh territory. No flags on the play, and that will be the final play of our game. The Tecumseh Savages get the victory tonight as they defeat Harrah 39-13, our final score. We'll take a timeout and come back with a wrap-up. Stay with us.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
When Oklahoma weather causes the power to go out, you can be left in the dark.
Keep your lights on and your furnace running thanks to a new whole home generator installed by Airco.
And right now, save big on a new KOHLER system. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
It's that time of year to get your furnace checked.
That's right, and our trouble-free guarantee makes it easy.
If your furnace breaks down this season, this tune-up's on us, so call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
You may have heard of Tulsa Tech, but did you know we offer business and industry training for large and small companies? Come get trained and certified in areas like confined space, HAZWOPER, crane rigging, CPR, first responder, and more. To learn more about our affordable and customized training and how Tulsa Tech can be a valuable resource to your company, call 918-828-5000 or visit us online at tulsatech.edu.
Welcome back to Evans Field here at Harrah High School. Did not turn out to be a successful homecoming for the crowd for Harrah as their team falls in defeat tonight to Tecumseh by a final score of 39-13. It was 13-13 at halftime, but Tecumseh owned the second half as we take a look at the highlights. And as we begin the second half of play, Tecumseh has the ball first. They're going to give it over to Harrah on the fumble.
Yeah, and right here he's running right, and you can see it looked like number 22, Jeff Robertson, just with a big enough hit to knock the ball loose. And I was talking about later on in the game, when you're running on the left side and you've got the ball tucked on your right hand, you got it on the inside where the defenders just have an easier time of getting to it, and I think that's what happened right there.
All right, and then Tecumseh again would take advantage and move downfield. Here's a long pass. Great catch here by the receiver.
Yeah, and that one, you and I both thought it may have just hit the turf right beforehand, but it was actually his elbow getting underneath it. And so a great catch by number 4 for Tecumseh. That was Andrew Lewis.
And then looks like Tecumseh is going to go in for another score, but they turn it over once again.
Yeah, and that one was just a rough handoff there, and it was bobbled from the start. And with some defenders in the backfield awfully quickly, Harrah was able to recover right off the bat and get themselves some more momentum.
And then a play on special teams, as we're going to see here, a block punt. Tecumseh getting in there and getting a hand on it, resulting in just a net 5 yards coming up.
Yeah, he was awfully slow getting it off. He kind of took an extra step or two, it seemed like, and just back there awfully quickly. Looked like it was number 30, and that would have been Bingham for the Savages.
And then you're going to see here our next play is going to be a muffed punt by Harrah, and this may have been the undoing of the Panthers as they had the punt go deep into their own territory and then unwisely tried to get a hand on it and bring it back in.
Yeah, and that one, you just got to let that bounce. I know you don't want to take the bad field position, but it's either that or the result that you got right there where you muff it, and now it's a live ball, and Tecumseh ends up with it just outside of the end zone. And so definitely a poor decision there, and I don't know if he really thought through that one before he did it.
And then Tecumseh will go on and score a touchdown here to put them on top 26-13.
Yeah, and Walker had an easy walk into the end zone. That offensive line we talked about, I think they get the A-plus teammate grade right there. A great job opening up a hole and getting Walker into the end zone.
Pretty much Tecumseh highlights the rest of the way. Here's an interception late in the contest.
Yeah, and he was flushed out of the pocket. Defense right on his tail in the end zone. He just threw the ball up. An easy interception there for Jackson Day.
And Harrah needing something to happen in order to get even a chance, and they get that chance right here on the goal line as Tecumseh has a hard time with the exchange, and the ball is recovered, and Harrah gets the ball after the turnover there, but then they give it right back.
Yeah, Robertson was all over the field, and he got the fumble recovery right there, and like you said, great play from him, but then the ball gets right back into the hands of the Tecumseh Savages.
Not only did they get the fumble, but they also recovered in the end zone for the touchdown, and now the score is 32-13 in favor of Tecumseh. But Harrah would get one final touchdown in this contest. We'll take a look now at another Harrah touchdown late in this contest, as this time they'll be in scoring position.
Yeah, just a handoff straight up the middle, handed to that kid who's 6'2", 215 as a running back. I mean, that's a defensive line kind of size. That's big linebacker kind of size, and he just hands it off and trucks through the defense and finds pay dirt.
And then Tecumseh leading it by 13. Wanted to make sure they got the maximum 15 points for the scoring differential, and they get it late in the game. I think there was just 10 seconds left as Walker runs it in. And our final score here tonight is Tecumseh over the Harrah Panthers. Our final score once again, 39-19. That'll do it for our live stream webcast here this evening on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. On YurView, don't forget to join us next Thursday. It'll be Blanchard and Tuttle, number 3 and number 7, doing battle. For Mark Jeffries, for Dylan Rivera, and for the entire crew, I'm Steve Marshall. We'll see you next week, everybody. So long.